Sunder and Suture. It is the morning of the 29th of Sun's Height. After 4 days on the road from Armnaris, you arrived at Arxloporum, where your fallen comrade has been in gentle repose for several weeks now. 2 weeks, to be exact. After meeting with the High Vicar, you decided to resurrect Janus. And that was the 28th. So this morning, as you arrived at the Temple of Amriel, were ushered up into the tower where the High Vicar has his offices. You witnessed powerful magic as he sacrificed a diamond and managed to reattach Janus's soul to his body. It is a beautiful sunrise. The sun is peeking just over the Citadel Mountains, the clouds just above it. You find yourselves on the balcony of the tower of the Temple of Amriel, and Janus has just taken his first breath in 2 weeks. And we also have a map. Sunder and Suture, what would you like to do?
Oh, it looks so good.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Temple of Amriel, Dog's Breath Tavern.
At the bank.
Yeah, that's a big withdrawal.
Yeah, we gotta make another one.
Katarina.
You know, having worked at the bank, if someone came and just immediately started draining like all of their shit, there'd be some cause for concern.
You're like, are you a victim of a scam artist?
Yeah.
Oh no, our friend just died. We're just bringing them back to life. Oh, okay. Normal. All right.
We could pretend like we were defrauded and see if we can get the money back.
Gosh.
No, please, no.
Oh.
Don't do that.
If you thought getting in trouble with the city guard was scary, you do not want to get on the bad side of some bankers.
You wouldn't commit fraud, would you?
I mean, how much money is it for?
Well, Janus, if it would be alright with all of us, I guess, if we should all maybe go for a walk, find a place where we can catch up. We have a lot to tell you, but...
We probably shouldn't do it all at once.
Yeah, up to you, Janus. How do you want it? What do you want?
Let's take it a little slowly. I'm still coming back to myself, I think.
Alright.
And he's gonna get up off the table, and he's a little stiff. Been sleeping in the same position for over a week.
Yeah, 2 weeks to the day.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, I think a walk is exactly what I need.
Okay, yeah. And we can go get some food? Does food sound good?
Yeah, that sounds amazing, actually.
Oh.
Before we head out for good, is the priest still around?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll walk up to him. And just... I think we talked about, like, the restoration thing, right? Like, as a possibility.
Was that in?
Not with him. Not with him.
Okay.
Not with him.
No, not with him. Not with him. Do we know that's an option, or?
Well, Aux
Ox
certainly knows
that's
it
an
is.
option.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She would talk to you guys. You know.
Okay. Okay. Cool. There's. First of all, thank you so much for what you've given us. I don't know what we would have done without him.
Well, I'm glad your friend has returned to you.
I am as well. There's something else that I'd like to discuss, though. Maybe aside from everyone, what kinds of things should we be aware of, or maybe careful about? I know the topic of the toll that this takes on a person has come up before, and I just want to know what sorts of things should we be looking for? What effects has this had on him?
Well, besides the physical, others I've seen, well, it's very personal and unique. What each person feels. Some are melancholy, all the way to outright depression. Some are manic, almost, in their desire to forget. All have their ways of coping, some better than others. Just keep an eye on your friend. Let him know that that he's needed here. And give him time. Give him time.
I think we plan on giving him as much time as we can.
That is wise.
As far as the physical goes, we discussed options for how to maybe counteract some of that. Would you be willing to assist us?
I can. It would require another spell of not insignificant power, not nearly as strenuous as what we've already done, but still something that isn't easy.
That's very well understood. If there's a monetary cost, I think that I will check with them, but I think we'd be willing to pay it. Are there any restrictions on when this can be done? I mean, he was, just resurrected. Is there a period of time that we should wait?
He's gonna open up his book. If you could read Celestial, says poor rule book on the front of it. Thanks for laughing at that.
Amriel
That
is
was
the
a
GM.
dumb joke.
That was good. No, that was a great joke.
That's really good.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. No, there's no limitation, other than I need time to prepare and gather the correct materials. As most of these life-restoring spells do, their requirements tend to be some amount of diamond. Thankfully, this is not nearly as expensive, or so great a cost as the previous spell. But if it's something you're willing to pursue, it will require diamond dust of about 1,000 gold pieces value.
That shouldn't be a problem. Would you be available, say, 3 days from now?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then, if you don't mind putting us on your schedule,
Of course.
I think that's what we'll do. I'll discuss it with the rest of my comrades, of course, Janus as well, and if they wish to pursue it, we'll meet then, and if not, I'll let you know.
Very well. Shall we say then, plan for the morning of the first of last seed? I prefer doing these spells in the morning. They somehow feel more pure.
Absolutely. I think that should work for us. We don't have a lot on our schedule.
Excellent then. I
Thank
will
you.
see you then.
Thank you.
And should complications arise or anything, feel free to let one of the clerks know.
Absolutely, we will. And Elyswen will just grab his hands, like, around the book or whatever he's holding, and just beg and thank you.
It is my pleasure.
And she'll kind of, mosey on over to the rest of the group.
I'll let you guys lead the way. I don't know this city at all.
That's okay, our friend Ramio does. Ramio, come over here.
Yeah.
Meet Janus.
Hi. This is a bit odd. I've
So rude.
Sorry. It had to happen.
I know.
No delay, nothing. Just instantly, hey Ramio, come over here and talk to Janus.
It's good to finally meet you. Your friends have told me so much about you. Glad to have you back with us. Yeah, it's good to be back. Nice to meet you too. I say, once we get settled in someplace and get a chance to talk, I'd love to catch up with you some more and actually get to know you. Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's get you something to eat. They'll just head out.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
What's the polar opposite of PvP?
I love it.
PvS, player versus self.
Aw. I will go thank the cleric one last time before we head.
Same.
Of course.
Just-
All right.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. So as the now 6 of you step out from the Temple of Amriel into the warm summer's morning in the city of Auxsonia. You are currently in the temple quarter. In previous sessions, we haven't had a map, so I'll re-describe what you've seen of the city. So the city of Auxsonia is situated on the southwestern coast of Illyria. A major river, let's see, remember the name of it. The Horias River runs through the city. The city is divided into 3 levels. Each of these levels is separated by a cliff. In some places, maybe only 2 or 3 dozen feet high. In some places, such as between Deep Quarter and Northwatch, in places is well over 150 feet high. These cliffs are traversed up and down, either for those who are unable or unwilling to pay for toll fees on foot or dismounted from their horses on switchbacks that lead up and zigzag across the faces of these cliffs, or for those willing and able to pay by a series of lifts that are pulled up and down or pulled up the cliffs by a team of horses and a pulley system. The river, the Horias River, narrows significantly when it comes close to the coast, and as it passes through the city, it is rushing through. It is not safe to be in, and it's not uncommon for some unfortunate soul too deep into their cups, stumbling around, to fall into the river and never be seen again. At the edge between Deep Docks and between the southern tip of the Ford Quarter and the southern tip of Northwatch, there are a magnificent set of falls as the river shoots off of the falls, plunging some 175 feet down, where it then joins with the harbor. You currently find yourself in the Temple Quarter, a relatively small district of the city, really an appendage of Highcrest, which, for those who have spent a lot of time in Savaria, would be comparable to Quintus Hill.
Makes sense. All right. Well, I guess let's go to the Wolf's Den Inn, where we were staying last night. We'll walk there and we'll
Get some food.
get some food. Yeah, let's get some food. We head there.
All right. You make your way towards the Wolf's Den Inn. It's still fairly early, and Highcrest doesn't have a whole lot of working class individuals, so the streets aren't terribly busy. You do see some. They appear to be like maybe carpenters, masons, kind of common laborers moving towards where maybe an extension is being built on a house or renovations are being made. You see of the serving men and women of various kind of uniforms scurrying around, going about their purchasing materials and goods for their respective houses. But besides that, there's really not a whole lot. There's really not a whole lot of people. The guard presence in Highcrest is not very high. Most of the guard presence is, or actually it would be legionaries, are stationed at either the south gate, around the citadel, or on the various lifts and switchback entrances that lead from the Ford Quarter up to Highcrest. So you make your way through Highcrest to the Wolf's Den Inn, where it's just bordering on too much wolf motif, and sit down to a nice hearty breakfast. And I'm sure it's called something like this, like, would you like the cub platter? Or perhaps for all of you, like the pack sampler platter is a favorite.
Whatever Janus is hungry for, we will.
Janus is starving. He will happily get like a full breakfast.
All right. Go figure. 2 weeks. Gentle repose is great for keeping a body preserved, but it doesn't do anything to fill its stomach. So,
Hungry.
Yeah, the six of you sit down to a wonderful breakfast. Eventually leaning back, proverbially loosening up belts and so to speak.
Right. Well, I guess we have a few things that we need to figure out.
Yeah, so what was kind of going down while I was gone? What have you guys been up to?
Do you want us to start at... Well, it's probably best we start exactly when...
When I...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to explain it? Or I've got my journal out. I can explain some things. I'll kind of fill it in.
If you have the journal ready, maybe it's best that you start.
You just seem ready to go, so.
So chime in wherever, anyone. So, Janus, we fought those things that attacked us out in the forest, and we believe they are somehow connected to the Cold One.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm. We didn't see them anymore. We went back to the road, and I had cast Sending to Bjorn, and Bjorn came and was able to actually pick us up, like teleport us away. So we teleported to Armnars for the night, and then to this city the next day, which was when we took you to the temple. So after that, we teleported back with Ramio. We met Ramio here in town, and we teleported back to Armnaris. We signed up for... wait, no, hold on. No,
We went
to
Savaria.
Right, Savaria first. Right.
And if we get too further into that, we won't be able to stop till the end.
Yeah, this is gonna be a little crazy. How you doing so far? Is this good?
I think I'm doing good.
Good pace.
Do you have any questions?
Bjorn can teleport?
Quite effectively.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's a pretty skilled mage then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very skilled then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Definitely.
Bjorn and Janus's mind just like went up a few tiers.
Janus, can you still cast spells? Are you like, how does that feel? Do you know?
Yeah, I think I can. And you see him like concentrate a little bit, and you hear like off on one side of the tavern, like the shatter of a glass. Nothing's broken, nothing's actually out of place, but you just hear that sound and he thinks, okay, that one's new. I think it maybe messed with my magic a little bit. Let me try that again.
What? Well...
And he casts then dancing lights around the table. All right, that's correct. Okay. Yeah, I think being dead maybe did affect my magic a bit.
Like,
but
in a good way? Or...
I don't know, I'm gonna have to test it out.
I am interested. Okay. Well, whenever you want to do that, we can help you do that. If you want. This is totally your call. Oh, we should make a... Okay, so we weren't sure if we should bring you back or not because we didn't really have a contract about it. So,
right, yeah.
What is your thoughts on that? I guess we should address this now with everybody here. There's just a thought that we should throw out there of we should, if you're still about contracts and stuff, we can write something.
Yes, definitely. That's the thing. I'm gonna have to redraft almost all my contracts because Contracts are null and void when one of the parties is no longer in existence or dead. And unless there's a specific clause for the contract to be reinstated after that period of non-existence,
Right.
the contract is just null and void.
Right.
Actually, okay, that has a few implications for me. That's going to take some thought.
Mm-hmm.
Not now, though. Later.
Okay. All right.
That's a problem for later, Janus.
Okay. Okay, so.
Oh, also,
This
I don't know if this particularly means anything to you, but if it means anything to anyone, it probably would to you. And then I'll go into explaining like what I noticed about like the physiology of those like weird undead construct cold things with like
You
the
mean
golden threads.
Undead cold construct things that weren't actually undead?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
The cold construct things.
like
With like the
freezer?
golden threads, like to the like heart of stone or like whatever.
Right.
Hmm.
They had
Like-
yeah.
All of that whole thing.
Specifically, it looked like a rotten stag's heart.
Hmm.
They had antlers, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm starting to see more and more why the Fae, I think, kicked him out or banished him or whatever they did.
So you're sure that they're not Fae?
No, I definitely think they're Fae.
Oh.
The Fae know of the Cold One, and know of the Cold One has, correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, but the Pixies I talked to in the forest said he was, at least in part, Fae.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's definitely Fae, but Fae should have names, or at least of them.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is he's either like banished from the Feywilds or something.
Well, I believe the Pixies told you that he was banished,
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
exiled.
he must have done something pretty serious, which rot and decay kind of go hand in hand with what someone from the Fey, banished from the Fey, would kind of be into.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you thinking like some sort of necromancy?
Maybe. The Fey absolutely hate undead. It's a perversion of life, in essence, but that's, yeah, maybe undead?
They weren't undead though. They definitely were not undead. Because I tried something to try to
Okay.
like hurt them, and it didn't. It helped. It healed them. I was really upset about that. So
And maybe, there's a few ways to pervert nature that's not just undead. I definitely think we need more information.
well, that's all the way back up towards Savaria.
Yeah, we're good. We don't have to deal with that anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, and this next part of the timeline might. This is where things get complicated.
So if you want
This is
to,
where it
us to
gets
take a
complicated.
break, we take it here. Because there's no stopping until the end.
I'm good to keep going.
All right. Okay. So there's this guy named Psellus.
Here he comes.
You remember we were looking for Psellus because we found the note that said it was from Psellus and that he was
Yes, that's
somehow
right.
infiltrated into the guard, that they
Yeah.
made the ambush at the same time.
Is he like a soldier or something?
So, well, here we go. We go back to Savaria,
Or
and
something.
we get a tip, I think, from Malik about a person messenger that would leave the garrison at night and then go somewhere and like no one could follow them. But we suspected that they were taking letters to Psellus or a contact of someone, right, of Psellus's, somewhere in the city that was important. So Elyswen and Katarina, they followed this person and went on a very long chase, I believe, through the city.
It's definitely understandable why no one was able to follow him.
It was quite difficult. Both of us.
It's in both of us, and I had to be in the air the whole time.
So when they got to that place, which was an abandoned manor that was up in the higher up area, the Avise alerted me and Ramio, and so we went there. This was all at night, of course. So we went there, we all went in and checked out this abandoned manor, and there were bars on the windows. We went inside and there was no one inside until we got upstairs where the messenger was dead. And as we were looking around the room, we turned around to a voice of, he introduced himself as Psellus Aratus Vidius. Very charismatic, very entertained by what we were doing. Sicko. And he was the one who, like, the messages was coming through or to or from. So Psellus, it was him. It was Psellus. All in the flesh, we assumed. Until Ramio shot an arrow at him, and I still think that it went through him. I don't know how, because he was able to cast spells. So I don't know what was going on, but
it was some sort of magic.
He lit the whole place on fire, and we tried to get out and were locked in. We obviously made it out.
Didn't stop you from picking a fight with me, though. I still think that was the worst time for that.
You know, Ramio, I was about to get to
I was
that.
saying that the entire time, I'd like to point out.
In all fairness. Well, we'll get to that.
There was a lot of high emotions at that moment, right? There was a lot going on. Yeah. So, while we were in there, Ramio introduced himself before as Valure, which is, I think, your last name, and
Yeah, my last name.
It turns out that Ramio was one of the ones who was part of the bandit group that took down my friend who died. Yeah, him, exactly. Yeah, so found that out in the burning building.
He's reformed. He's good now. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Or just
Things-
like takes a step back.
We're gonna explain that too. Yeah, we'll explain that too. But yeah, he's okay. Psellus disappeared, just poof, gone, almost like he teleported. So some type of crazy mage. We did manage to get out. Katarina exploded the door across the road, and then
It took multiple attempts too.
Mm-hmm. So we all went out into the street and met back up at the
After you stabbed Ramio.
the manor. Barely even cut him. Okay,
It did.
it was barely
It still hurt.
a graze. I am sorry.
This
Thank you.
could
It was
also be-
deserved, though.
We went back to the manor, Sylvian Manor, and we had a good conversation about what was going on. About Ramio. Ramio shared his story about how he doesn't do that lifestyle anymore, and that incident was actually the reason why he stopped, because he was very much against it.
I never enjoyed banditry, and that night with who I now know as Aux and her friend, it haunted me and my friend for years. I'm just glad things worked out as well as they did.
Yeah.
Janus, I'd like to present this as maybe another good logical stopping point, because things get quite intense from here on out.
That's a good point.
This is
There's
maybe...
so many stopping points.
I was gone for 2 weeks.
Well, Psellus is a
didn't feel
real
like 2
asshole.
weeks.
This was like the first 24 hours. Like, this is so...
Legitimately, it was
24 hours.
It was it the same day? It was the same night, you're right. Like, oh. Like 24, yeah, 24.
We've been busy.
Yeah, it was 24 hours.
Okay. Are you good to keep going? We can go slower.
Yep, keep going. Okay.
Any questions first?
Okay.
Psellus has got to be a pretty powerful wizard or some sort of spellcaster to be able to do that.
Yep.
We've had more encounters with him since, so we know some things. And yes,
Okay.
we are aware that he is very powerful. So we'll get there.
Alright, yeah, go continue.
Yeah. So the next morning, we get a knock on the door of Sylvian Manor. And Malik answers it and presents us all with a letter. And he starts acting weird, like something was wrong, but he wanted to ignore it. So we did some like detect magic.
Don't forget about the package.
This is the envelope that he got.
Well, it wasn't,
I guess it was a package.
There was an envelope. It was a box.
Box. The box exploded. So we are all okay. Malik's okay.
Barely.
We did figure out that Malik was charmed, so we uncharmed him. And there was a note in the box that was from Psellus as a formal invitation to invite us to a gala that was going to take place in Armnaris, and that took place on the 25th. So, that was about 4 days ago. So he invited us to that to meet with him. We didn't know still at this point exactly how powerful Psellus was. We weren't sure if he was a senator or some type of politician, something, whatever, So, I tried scrying on him, and he was able to tell that I was scrying on him, and he was able to see me and talk back, like, with me. He couldn't hear me, so if you know that, I didn't know that spell existed at all, so I don't know if you know that spell of, like, being able to talk through a scrying when someone else starts it, like, so powerful.
That's some strong divination magic. I don't know that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, let me think. We left Savaria as soon as we could after that. Was there anything else that we did in Savaria?
In Savaria? We sold the adamantine, but I don't think that's...
Yeah.
Or we told Bjorn to...
Yeah. We asked Bjorn to sell the adamantine that we had. And that took a while, but we eventually were able to sell it. So we left on horseback through the forest. No encounters through the forest, right? It wasn't...
Yeah, we didn't have any trouble through the forest.
Yeah, no banditry.
No Fae.
No Fae. Yeah. So
something that we should mention from earlier. There were several guards, like city guards or legionaries who made it back to Savaria.
After the attack on us.
Yes, that could become relevant.
Kitty. Oh, the kitty's falling asleep behind you. Oh, it's so cute. Oh.
I think she heard you.
Hello, kitty, kitty. Oh. Oh, the cat. Okay, so we went to Armnars. We get to Armnars. We are desperately searching for funds. So we find out that the Circle of Champions is still putting on a events where you can get
The combat stuff, right?
yeah. I think I'm getting feedback from Jordan's mic of me talking, which is weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. I have a headset. Okay, let's try that.
Yeah. Okay. It's no.
No.
I hear it. Does anyone else hear it?
I hear
Okay,
it.
I
Maybe
see
you can
the.
turn like the sensitivity or something.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
It's like throwing me off, like hearing myself.
No, absolutely. That's super frustrating. You can keep going. I'll just keep myself muted.
Okay. So Circle of Champions was a bunch of creatures from Pontia, so we weren't really sure what they were, but Ramio decided to start us off. We signed up for 5 events. Ramio did the first one all on his own, and then Ramio
kinda.
and Katarina did the second one, right? Yep. And then it was Elyswen, Katarina, Ramio did the third one, and then the fourth and fifth.
It was all 4 of
Right,
us.
we did all of this together. Yeah, all of us together. So we did one basically every day until the gala, because we knew what we needed. Like, we had enough days to do one a day before the gala. I think we did like 2 on the first day, but you know. So
That explains how I got the funds to resurrect me then.
yeah, those were so helpful. We were able to do that. We also, Elyswen and Katarina especially, were... I imagine we've taken our food, by the way, Zach, to one of the rooms, so it's more private.
Yeah.
We're not just
I figure you're probably
telling
not
the
giving
whole...
this
Yeah.
sprawling saga in the middle of the common area.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
Just a small crowd is gathering. What happened next?
What? Yeah. Elyswen and Katarina, they wanted to scope out the gala event center, the venue. So they were checking out the sewers a few nights. Anything that you want to add there, you can add.
We mostly just tried to map out like an extra potential escape point if everything went to shit at the gala.
I'm assuming it went shit at the gala.
We haven't gotten there yet.
We'll get there.
Okay.
I'll jump ahead.
Yeah, we got stuff. Yeah, we won every event, I believe, except for Ramio's first one.
Yeah, that. Yeah,
That looks
you not
pretty
talk about
brutal.
that.
It was. How would you know? There was like a whole pack of them. They used. That was.
I didn't even get through half of them.
You almost did.
Almost got through half of them, yeah. I bit off a bit more than I could chew, I'll admit.
It was good. Do you want us to tell you the story of it? Because this is like the good stuff. Either that or we could save this for last, and then it's like ending on a happy note.
I'll let you decide on that. I'm just taking in as much information as I can right now.
Might as well keep it chronological.
All right. We go into the stories of the of each battle. So Ramio and then Ramio and Katarina. Ramio, Katarina, Elyswen.
Janus, they describe to you increasingly difficult battles against reptiles of both enormous proportions and terrifying abilities. Horse-sized bipedal reptiles that could turn almost invisible with camouflage, all the way up to the massive Vrathix, which is so, like, their descriptions of it are so stunningly big, it's really hard to picture it. I can imagine, like, you guys are giving references of, like, you saw that building across the street? It was a little bit taller than that. Also, like, it could have, like, yeah, like, for distances and lengths and stuff, it seems like it's just too big.
It looks like an alligator, but it's like it was on its back legs that were way big, and then it had a really long torso and really big mouth. Yeah. just ginormous.
And I imagine by the time you guys get to the Vrathix, like, you're in full throw of, like, storytelling, blow by blow details, right? And you literally get to the Vrathix fight, and Janus, you're listening to this fight, and just, like, you know, and then suddenly, like, it's just, oh, and Katarina got swallowed by it.
Yes.
And so now that's another, like, data point to, like, whoa, it's big enough to swallow her whole without having to chew.
It doesn't need to be that big, but...
And then, like, Katarina literally clawing and biting her way out of the side of the thing, and it still wasn't dead, and all of this, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys killed that thing. I think it was going to try and swallow me next.
Katarina, do you have,
At least
like...
you have an exit.
or not Katarina. Katarina or Elyswen, do you have, like, a image that you could create with magic to, like, show what this thing looked like?
Not that big.
Not that big, but, like, you know, like a small scale that we could be like, oh yeah, it's like this. But, like,
If you give me until tomorrow, I could.
Something.
Not that large, but...
Silent image?
Oh, actually, I do have it.
Yeah!
I'm prepared. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'll just pop out, I'll make it at least kind of big, you know? So, I'll push it, so, you know, probably like head brushing the ceiling sort of deal.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
Flashbacks.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Now imagine it about 5 times that tall.
Yeah.
And now imagine it from the inside.
Oof. Or getting bitten by it.
No wonder that thing was the big monster in the arena.
Not to mention Psellus helped it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it was hinted at that he did. He sent us a little letter that was like, hey, good luck with your fight today. It's gonna be a lot tougher, you know, and it had some magic toughness on it, I think.
Probably
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have sent him. Yeah, I think that's a bad
just
idea.
kind of flinches at the memory of getting almost annihilated by her own magic.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So we found out what station Psellus was. He's not a senator. He is the High Venenarius of the Legion of Light. So he's a super archmage, basically, for the military.
That explains the spellcasting.
Yes.
And the military connection.
Yes.
That does not bode well for us.
The thing that it doesn't explain is the penchant for evil.
Yeah.
The one thing that he did say is that he's not necessarily working for Bloody Auxsonia, but not exactly working with her either. So, not that they don't have mutual goals, that they could work together, but they probably aren't like buddy-buddy like we would be if there was maybe an opportunity to do something to get ahead. I don't know. We're unsure exactly, right?
Yeah, it kind of just seems like they coordinate occasionally when their interests align.
Mm-hmm. That's a great way
I
of
have a
putting
few theories that I'd like to run by you, Janus, but we can get to that later.
it.
Okay. So what happened after? You said after the fights in the Colosseum, where it was the gala.
Well, the day before that, on the last fight, Ramio and I were able to find the last person on my list of people that had been around for Farius's death, and he was in Armnaris, and Aux will kind of tell you the story. It's long.
Mhm.
So Aux will tell you the story and then explain how they all went for the atonement, and they all of us like went into this dream with Aux's new deity.
So you did manage to figure it out then.
Yes! Finally.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, and I am no longer a cleric.
You're not.
I am a paladin, you could say, I guess.
Okay.
I can still heal. I'm very loyal to Ainta, but there are things that I don't have that I did have before, but there's also things that I have now, that I wouldn't have otherwise. So, like these muscles.
Yeah, Janus now realizing just how ripped
I am now, yeah.
Yeah.
I've lost some things, but I've gained these 24-inch pythons.
That's right. Yes. Yep. So, then we fought. And then the next day we went to the gala. How you doing, Janus?
Doing good.
Another good stopping point.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely another good stopping
Oh my
point.
goodness. There's a lot that happens this night is all. Like, oh my gosh.
Let's take a pause here just for a moment.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Okay.
Sounds good. Janus is gonna head downstairs and get a glass of wine.
Okay, while he's gone.
Okay.
Oh, this is a lot to take in. I don't want
This
to.
is a lot.
I don't want to
It's
like
quite a bit.
push it, but it's like I don't. Oh, like if something else happened today, right? Kitty! Oh my gosh, it's so
Big old
fluffy.
fluffy kitty.
Aux is distracted by a cute cat out the window. Aux's weakness, cats. They're so cute. Oh, man. Cats are so cute.
She is fluffy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So while Janus is gone, you were saying...
Oh yeah, no, I was just wondering if I mean, should we ask if Janus wants out? I don't know.
Out of what?
I don't know. Like, we all made... This is a big deal, right? Like, dying changes things. I'm sure that he should maybe have the choice if he wants to know more about Psellus and things. If maybe if this isn't what he wants anymore. I don't know. We haven't really asked him.
Oh, well, I suppose we could ask him what he wants.
Because we're about to get into, like, some crazy details that's...
Well,
be...
and while Janus is gone, something that I need to discuss with all of you. I think it might be worthwhile if I attempt to disguise myself and just see if I can discern any rumors, if there are any concerns that we should know about, either from Arnaris or from Zavaria? If I can try to find out if somebody might be looking for us.
That's a good idea.
I will need to be careful, but I wanted to get your opinions before I...
Probably don't go summoning any wolves, but it would be good to keep an eye out.
I don't plan on it.
When do you want to do that?
Maybe whenever we're done here.
Okay.
If anybody would like to accompany me, it might be dangerous, but
I could also disguise myself.
Glass of wine.
Oh, hey, Janus.
Alright, are we gonna keep going?
Oh, yes, if you are.
Yeah.
Great.
can't even stop him.
That's right. All right. Well, the gala. We went to the gala. We all got dressed up, prettied up.
Oh, we also don't forget about our escape plan.
Mm-hmm.
With the in-room and all that.
We weren't sure. Well, we knew that we couldn't bring in weapons to the gala, which was super unfortunate, especially for Ramio and I, because
I don't have magic, like at all.
Yeah. So our weapons were our, go-to if there was danger, and we suspected there was going to be danger. So we went ahead. We made an escape plan idea. We got a room that we all disguised ourselves and went to, and dropped all of our stuff off there. We took our horses outside of town into a barn, paid off farmer so that we could leave our horses there. So if worst case scenario happened, we needed to leave town, we would go get our stuff and then go get the horses and leave town.
That reminds me. Now that Janus is alive, we might need to get him a horse.
It's true.
We're going to travel quickly. I agree.
It's true. Put that on the list of things. Let's see. So we go to the gala, and we're at the gala. We know Faye is going to be there. Do you remember Faye? Did we?
Yeah.
Didn't meet. Did you meet Faye? I don't think you met Faye.
Faye was at the gala?
Not Faye. Not Faye.
Adari was at the gala.
Adari.
Oh, okay.
Have you met Adari? Have you met Adari?
I've met Adari a few times.
Okay, Adari was there, and so we knew that she was going to be there. So we get to the gala, we're all walking around, looking our very best, and waiting for Psellus to meet us. And, Elyswen, do you want to do this one?
I suppose I can. So, I haven't spoken to my mother in quite some time. And, well, she was in attendance at the gala. There were some attempts made to avoid her notice. They didn't work too well.
How long has it been since you last seen her? Before this?
9 years? 10 years? Something like that.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm trying to decide how to do this. We had a conversation. Auxsonia very graciously offered to assist me, and we learned that we apparently are sisters.
Technically half sisters.
Half sisters,
Yes.
but still.
We have the same mother.
I'll let you guess which half.
Congratulations. I know you both have problems with your mom, so at least you have each other. Honestly, I don't know how to react to this.
We didn't either. Oh, we didn't either. Anger was probably the first.
That's where I went.
Yeah.
But
Surprise, shock, anger, lots of confusion, anger. All right in her face, right? It was all right there. So she knew about both of us. It wasn't like it was a surprise or anything, but it was a surprise that we were together.
Well, it was a surprise to us.
Yeah.
I don't think we were ever supposed to know of each other.
I think so too. So we yeah.
She has been, well, she's visited me once more since then. So be on the lookout.
Oh, you mean since
you were
that
there?
Night. Oh, right,
Yeah,
since that night.
yes.
I was like,
No,
So we might hear more then.
We probably will.
We'll get to
I
that.
have yet to decide if that's a good thing or not.
We'll get to that.
I think that covers that
Bella.
section.
Bella.
She wanted to know what we were doing there, what Elyswen was doing there, I guess.
Well,
And we didn't tell her specifically who invited us. And we kind of left that conversation really just in shock and mad at each other. But like in a, it was just not expected, right? It's just like, I mean, that'd be like, what, like your mother, what's she called from the Fae? From the Feywild. Oh, we
Mother
lost Jake.
Ludlum? Is that it?
No,
Yeah,
no.
Mother Ludlum.
Yeah, if she showed up all of a sudden, and
Well, you have a good relationship with
Yeah,
Mother
but that
Ludlum,
seems
right?
like agreed. Yeah, I think that's a bit more of a pleasant
True.
surprise.
So imagine that Mother Ludlum is a horrible mother, and you've maybe spoken to her 5 times in your entire life. And
It's Mother Majela.
Thank you. I was like, it's something different. Say it
Yeah,
again,
Mother
Zach.
Madrila.
Oh, is that it?
I was
Yeah,
like, it's like-
Mother Ludlum is from my
Whoops.
campaign.
That's right. Okay. Well,
Okay, I was like,
I don't
who is
know
this
who the heck
person?
this is.
my brain has been melded with another adventurer from another land.
I'm like, Jake, why aren't you correcting him? That's definitely not her name.
Oh, my bad. Anyway. Yeah. Imagine you hate Mother Madrela. Or she hates you. You're not sure which. And it turns out she's been hiding a sister from you this whole time. I mean,
Not sure which.
Not sure which.
maybe both. But
Did we lose our music?
at
Oh, no,
at
it's
least,
It's just quiet. It's just quiet.
if anything good came out of it,
Damn.
I'm glad to have a sister. Well, I'm glad to have Auxsonia as a sister.
Yeah, this is good.
The rest of it, not so much.
It's confusing.
Good outcome for
more
a
on that.
bad
Yes.
situation.
So we were shocked. This all happened right before we're gonna see Psellus, right? Like this is all like, what is going on? So then Psellus shows up. Okay. And
Yeah.
he wants to like talk to all of us together.
Hmm.
And what was it that he did? He just like basically talked to us. He has made us, in his eyes, he sees us as opponents of a game. So we are to him entertainment to an end. So he sees us as formidable, as a challenge, but as charismatic as you can get. He's very...
Auxsonia,
Oh.
very quickly, did we
Yeah.
leave out the skink?
Hmm?
Did we leave out the skink?
We did. We didn't talk about that.
You went back to the skink?
Yes, to talk to him. Tried to get some information about Psellus on him. From him. We got some information. Which was, I think, how we figured out that he was the High the Ninaris of the Legion of Light. But there wasn't too much, other than with the skink, he said that Bloody Auxsonia is too dangerous to research. So Bloody Auxsonia, I guess, would be a higher on the hit list than Psellus. Just as far as like reputation goes, it sounds like she might be more threatening. Maybe she just doesn't like giving out her information as much as Psellus. I don't know. But
yeah, it's he's gonna have to be dealt with here soon, I think.
yeah. So, with that, he then told us to leave the party early, that he had left something for us in our room, which we didn't tell him where we were staying or anything like that. So, and then told us like to have a good night, super cocky like. So we, I ran towards our rooms. I think
I got Adari out of there.
Yeah, Katarina got Adari out. Ramio and Elyswen stayed until something happened. Ramio, do you want to explain, or Elyswen, do you want to explain? You were there.
I wasn't there for the event.
Oh.
Yeah, I was there. I saw, not too long after everybody left, the party was going as normal, and eventually these very rough-looking bandits came, started attacking people at the gala. They were very swiftly dealt with by the guard and the Legion of Light, and they were effectively put down, is the best way to put it. But how they got to the party, or at least as far as they did into the capital with the party, or even what their motives were, is just a mystery. Because they just showed up and started attacking people.
I think there's
and they weren't especially skilled.
We're gonna explain real quick, backtrack, the whole pamphlet thing that had gone out about Vox Libertatis. And that it was evidence, and so we weren't sure if it was Valen's, but it didn't really sound like it would have been Valen's, so that we suspected it was like planted by Psellus, possibly to like then maybe set this up, and maybe he was behind it, but we have no concrete evidence. We have zero.
He might have used it to frame Vox Libertatis for the attack on the gala.
Yeah, we have no idea. So
I'm leaning towards that.
Yeah, but we know for sure it's not Vox Libertatis that did that, because Adari is very much against the violence.
Yeah, that's...
So we
the other problematic factor in that is that Adari had just spent the entire gala like talking up Vox Libertatis as not a mercenary group.
Yeah.
And then that happened.
Ramio, very quickly, did any of those the bandits that broke into the gala, did any of them have hammers?
Did I see any of them with a hammer?
They all kind of seemed like they just had, I mean, maybe like one or maybe a couple of them had short swords, but a lot of them had like axes that looked like they were more like wood cutting hatchets. There's probably one or two that had a hammer.
Am I making this up, or did Valen's crew, a lot of them had hammers, right?
Yeah.
Right, but that could have been a detail that Psellus missed.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's just, stitching things together.
It would have been a sign that it wasn't Valen's group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So, who knows exactly? Well, Psellus knows exactly. But yeah, why he would release a letter to make him look bad, and then do that, making them look bad. Yeah. So, we we all get together, we all run to the room. We decided that we're going to leave town, I think, because this was just really dangerous. We found a letter in our room that Katarina opened up, and we read it out loud, and we have it still, but we have a copy of it because of what happened.
We technically have the original as well, but that is being kept very securely.
Yeah, Katarina, do you want to explain this a little bit? I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So.
Yeah. So I'll pull out like the transcribed copy of the note and read it for Janus to hear.
There's gotta be a message hidden in that, I'm sure.
We think there's probably multiple. And it's intentionally vague so that we can't tell, like, which of the many interpretations, if any, are actually valid. But yeah, so we read that. I tucked it into my bag and then went to go get Adari because we realized we needed to get out of the city like as soon as possible. And while I was flying to get Adari, a terrible stinging, numbing, but not in like the way that it removes pain kind of pain, like started in my hand where I touched the letter, and then just slowly kept spreading up my arm, and then started spreading like from my arm to my chest. I got to Adari. I was able to get her able to fly for a brief period in time, and we started flying back. I genuinely thought that I was going to die and fall out of the sky during that, but then I don't know, I must have fought the poison off or something. Like, the letter was poisoned, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. And we ended up making it back. I was barely hanging on, but
I'm glad you lived. That's...
Me too. Yeah, we're holding on to the letter currently in hopes that at some point we might be able to get it back into Psellus's possession.
That's an idea.
But
He might have the
Yeah.
antidote, though.
he could, but who knows? It would at least be ironic.
It would, yes. I do like the idea of using his own poison against him, but it's worrying that he's a high-level wizard, got connections through the military and the jackals, and potential black market connections too, since he is able to get high-end poisons.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a problem.
Yeah. But anyways, we made it back to our horses. Adari disguised herself and went back into the city to grab some things before heading back to Savaria. And we started heading here.
Okay. And I'm assuming nothing else happened in the city until before you revive me?
Well, we still have a few more things to talk about. I'll probably hand it over to Elyswen at this point.
Well,
Can you explain the whole leaving the city and the riddle?
yeah, we got to that.
We read the riddle. We talked about leaving the city.
Sweet.
I'm handing it over to Elyswen because at that point I'm a bit fuzzy on things because I was kind of
That's right.
Are you feeling all better from that, or
let me check.
how many days?
I think in one more day I will be. I think in just one more day and I'll be
You're
good.
looking a lot better.
I'm feeling a lot better. It's
You
just
move your hands still. It's
I can move my hands still. Yeah, there's a slight tingle, but it's
Just realized
comparatively it's barely noticeable.
how close that was for you to death. Like, that is scary. Are you okay?
Now I am, yeah. I wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, if you want us to have a contract to bring you back to life, if there are certain things, we can do that.
That would be nice.
and we can. I think everyone should sit down and discuss that after
Of
this
course.
conversation.
Yeah, that's a long different conversation. Yes.
So after that, we made it outside of the city. We got a decent distance, and during the night, I saw two figures approaching the camp. Tried to ward them off. One of them was ready to shoot what they thought was me, and then they themselves were dispatched. It turns out by my mother. We had a conversation. So you're aware. I am technically don't know what the proper terminology would be. There's a man in Elturel who has set to marry me.
Betrothed, I think would be the term.
Against my wishes, but yes. I think that's the word for it. We'll deal with that later. From there, we went through the Citadel Mountains. Looking around the room. Is there a... If I just pause there for a second...
You'll get a look of, go on,
Yeah.
from Katarina.
It's okay.
Okay.
We were.
not.
Elyswen was trying to figure out if there was something with the riddle.
I can apologize for myself. I was reading the Psellus's riddle and got a bit overzealous, maybe? I don't know if that's the right for it, but I took it upon myself to investigate something that was probably unnecessary and definitely should have been discussed with the group beforehand. And I apologize for that. I know that I endangered my life, most of all, but also all of yours. Most likely needlessly, and I don't intend to do that in the future. Anyway, then we got to Auxsonia, and here you are.
Yep, we got in yesterday. Made the arrangements for today. Stayed the night at a place. A very uneventful evening. And woke up with the dawn. And that sums up the last 2 weeks. Pretty much day for day.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
Any
So,
questions?
Well, I actually have a question for Janus. I should have asked this, so I forgot. I was going to. I mean, you died, so it's totally within reason
Yeah.
if you don't want to do any part. You don't want any part of this anymore. If your like life goals have changed, if you're determined to do whatever else, you know, like you don't have to feel like you have to do this with us. Especially now that you know how dangerous it really is, and we all know the risk of dying, so
I want to say no. That I want to keep going with you guys, but I did just die, and I'm not 100% certain of myself. I'm just gonna need some time to think, I think.
We have that right now.
Understandable.
mhm.
Anything else I should know about that's happened or might happen? Any other enemies that you might have made upset at us?
Aliens are real now.
Let's see. Cold One, Psellus, our mother.
Oh, I got some.
Oh,
Mm.
I got some information on something that I've been trying to kind of hunt down
side quest.
for a while. So, you know, I'm not exactly, and she'll like just gesture to her entire being, normal. And I've been trying to kind of figure out what's been going on with that for a while now. And I've pretty confidently pinned it to dragons, but I don't fully know like why or how or like the ramifications of that. I just know that it has to do with them, so I've been like researching dragons, which is difficult because as far as I can tell, the majority of the world kind of just thinks of them as a myth. And a lot of the information out there is stuff in like folklore and tales and not actual like solid historical information or anything like that. But I did find one journal of an elf who kind of arguably got obsessed with like finding a dragon and ended up actually finding a dragon, but he's got kind of carried away towards the end of the journal and stopped documenting things as well. Like once he found the lead, he like stopped documenting a lot of it and like just kind of like rushed to the exciting bits. So I don't know the exact location of the dragon that he talked to, but it's in one of 3 mountain ranges. One immediately north of here, one being the same mountain range that the Cold One is in, and then one being on the, I don't know if you'd call it like an island or like a subcontinent north of Savaria.
Oh yeah. That's okay.
So whenever we deem we have the time to look into that, that is a thing that I would like to pursue, just to kind of try to
Definitely
learn,
like think while
learn more
we're
about
here.
myself. We are here, and yeah, that mountain range is right there. But I also don't want to put any undue pressure on anyone, considering current other situations.
Mm-hmm.
So
There is a fair chance that we might have a little bit of time to breathe.
True. Everything went down in our Amnaris. It'll take time for these to travel. Especially here.
Mhm.
The city does seem a bit more remote.
Do we know, are we confident at all with any part of this riddle? Like if it's in this area, like that we need to be aware of, like being somewhere, like...
There's so many geographic parallels in it that like it's possible that we need to be aware of something here, but it like that could just be in there to throw us off as well. We don't know that it's talking about geography. They could, like, the stray dog, or was it stray dog?
Wild dog.
Wild dog. That could be describing the jackals. That could be describing us. It could be describing, like, the wolf's path. Like, it could be. There's so many things that it could be talking about.
Yeah, the second line to the end, I guess. The answer follows close behind. Gates usher forth crystal knives.
That's the one that I don't think we have any guesses on.
I mean, gates usher forth crystal. Could that be Waterfall?
It's tenuous. Whatever we have is not sufficient, I would say.
Okay, so we don't need to stay here for sure. Yet. We don't understand. Yeah, okay.
Honestly, if you're amenable to it, it might be better just to camp somewhere. Outside of any city walls.
Well, I think if... I think being in town and around people is safer than being ambushed outside of the walls and having nobody know about us.
That is a good point. Maybe something that I should have been more clear on earlier. It appears that Psellus has hired people to kill us.
Yeah.
It's also possible that once the soldiers made it back to Savaria, we could have posters out.
True.
For us.
So here's my question. If we do go right now to go, well, next, if we go Katarina to find the closest thing on the map to discover things.
Potentially, we don't even know it's there.
Yeah. Would we want to come back here afterwards, or would we want to keep going north? To the city to the north.
Not to Capre?
Yeah.
Either would work.
If you'll give me the time, I'd like to see if I can discern if there's anyone looking for us. If there's, I don't know that I'll find anything, but it's worth it.
I can go with you on that.
Okay.
Definitely. All right. Well, that could also be something that we decide when... I mean, everything changes so fast. It was just a thought. If it was like... If we're not sure that this is part of the riddle, that we would just eventually make it back to Savaria or go to Amnaris. Or if we're thinking that it's...
We won't be welcomed back in Savaria.
Yeah.
I think Savaria is probably the least safe place for us right now.
Probably.
The question is, would we be able to do any good?
The question, yeah. I mean, there's just so much that's just... I don't know. Like, we should... I don't... Yeah, like, we just... We need to... Well, this was our goal, was to get Janus back. Janus is back. And we should celebrate, because this is a big deal. So maybe that's what we do today. We just celebrate, and we enjoy a day together. And that can look however we want, I guess. Like, if Elyswen, you want to go take a walk and go find some rumors for a few hours and then come back. Or Janus, if you want to take a nap or whatever, if you want to go eat some more food, we can do that.
Oh, I almost forgot. Janus, if you want, I've set a time with the priest to perhaps undo some of the negative physical effects of your condition.
That I think that would be nice.
Okay. It will cost 1,000 gold.
We can afford that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, the adamantine that we sold was 7,000 gold pieces. So it was,
You did sell it?
we did. Well, Bjorn sold it.
Bjorn found a buyer.
Bjorn.
Of course, Bjorn found a buyer.
That does not surprise me with Bjorn.
Yep. Oh, kitty, it's so cute.
Well, from that priest was saying, it sounds like it's not going to happen until tomorrow, though.
At least.
It would be. I set an appointment for the 1st, so 3 days from now. If we need to move it up, we can.
No, just so I know when to kind of expect it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, I'm gonna go get some more food, so I'll be back.
Katarina, do you want a while before we go on our fact-finding expedition, or?
I might join you tomorrow. I still want to kind of take it easy today.
That makes a lot of sense. Do you mind if I go on my own?
No, just check back in occasionally.
Okay.
Area outside of the city, I'm not familiar with this part of the country. Is it forested here as well, or?
Great question.
Well, we were looking out over.
Yeah. This part is forested.
So.
Okay.
It's up to the mountains. It's forested.
In that case, I think I need to go for a walk.
This part of the country is bordering on tropical.
Oh. Ooh.
It is now. I'd say it's probably taken a fairly good chunk of the morning to work through all of this, all of the stories, and getting Janus caught up. So at this point, the sun has risen. The sky is kind of a sullen, dark gray color of clouds. And the air has a close, humid kind of heat to it. Not oppressive heat because the sun is behind clouds, but it's still very warm.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good day for a walk.
Do you want company?
Normally I'd say yes, but I think I need to clear my head a bit.
Sounds good.
Thank you, though.
Of course.
Aux comes back in with a bunch of food. Alright, so we're gonna party, right?
Yeah, more food sounds good, and then I'm heading out for a bit.
Okay.
Back into the forest and nature.
Oh, okay. Is now a good time to bring up if something were to happen to any of us at any time, because who knows what could happen at any time, would you want us to bring you back? Since you're going by yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be appreciated, but don't. Obviously, I know it's a strenuous thing. Obviously, if it's not. Don't make it too much of a thing, but it'd be appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Most of my life, I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, well...
Still can't believe it's an option. Yes, I'll take it.
I'm a yes.
I'm a yes. For now.
I hate to be the dissenter in the group, but it's my time, and if it's not my time, then I'll fight my way back myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair way to think about it.
Alright, well, here's some food for your walk. Enjoy your walk.
Thank you.
Are you
Gonna take
planning
some.
on being back tonight? Just in case.
Yeah, I'll be back before evening.
Okay.
Janus will head out.
I'll pop out with you.
All right.
And just very briefly, if you don't mind. Hey, Janus?
Yeah.
We've been told by a few people that the process of coming back is difficult. I wanted you to know that there have been times in my life where I have looked into the void and done some very, very uncomfortable things looking back at me. And I want you to know that if you ever feel you need to talk to someone, and please talk to someone, I'm here. No matter what.
Thank you. I don't know yet the long-term ramifications. I do feel a bit different. But for now, I think food, rest, and a good walk will help a good bit. But that's one thing I think I'm coming to terms with is, at least among friends, I don't want any more secrets or anything like that. If I need help, I'll say it.
Can't agree more with... Well, I think secrets get us into trouble that we don't need, perhaps.
Yeah.
If anybody in that room would know about it, it's us. Enjoy your walk.
Thank you. And Janus will head out.
Okay. Are you getting outside the city? I assume you'd be going through the south gate?
Yes. Whatever
Okay.
closest gate. Janus just asks random passby, so where's the exit? Basically.
Yeah, you just follow the illuminated exit signs.
Exit this way.
Yeah, it's pretty much a straight shot once you get on the main boulevard that cuts through High Crest, takes you right to the south gate. Close to the walls, there's no trees. It's been clear cut. But maybe 100 yards distance from the walls just turns into thick forest bordering on a jungle.
Ah, good. And he's going to head on off.
Okay.
Sticking to the path a little bit, but after a while we'll head off the path just into the wild. Just getting back into nature, where he's comfortable.
Into the unknown.
Okay.
Did you roll for a random encounter? Oh no.
Janus dies
Alvyn, what are you doing?
immediately.
What am I
You
Hey,
guys
I
have
mean, you guys are splitting the party. One of you is going off by himself.
I don't know why
you
you're
guys
doing
need
this,
another
Jake.
10,000 gold.
How many hit points do you have?
43.
43? Yeah, no.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm a sorcerer. I have a d6 plus 1 constitution. And I roll poorly for hit
You
points.
can run.
If you break him, Zach.
You mean again?
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good point. Good point. You've done it once before. We know you'll do it. You don't need to prove anything.
Do we have an insurance policy or like a warranty on this one?
Is there a warranty?
On this one.
We died again. We don't know why. The diamond that just didn't work. If you could do it again.
We just walk back in to the temple. You'll never believe what happened.
What did you do? You fell down a sewer? Yeah.
Is there like a 30-day warranty on this?
Yeah, I'll be
I just
fine.
realized that life insurance policy means something totally different in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Ha, ha.
Oh man. You know the worst part? If he just goes missing, like we'll probably look for him, but there is also a pretty strong chance that he just left. So
Janus disappears into the Feywilds for another 200 years and comes back, and
Mhm.
everyone but Elyswen's dead.
guys,
Okay, I guess Katarina could live that long. How long do gnomes live for?
I think it's like 200.
Oh, so
250.
then no, you'd be gone if it was 200 years.
I think 200 more years might be pushing it for Elyswen even.
That's true.
Janus, you just tromping through the forest?
Yeah. Just having a nice walk and just trying to clear my mind and order my thoughts on everything I've just learned.
Okay. Could you give me a perception check?
Combat music, let's go.
I just got him back.
This is your first combat back.
Sweet. So that's a 7. Let's see.
Wasted solo XPs.
That's good. 26 is good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Okay, as you're moving through the thick undergrowth of the forest, you hear you hear the sounds of at least, you'd guess, maybe somewhere between 2 and 5 creatures moving through the underbrush pretty noisily.
Can I hear like location and stuff where they are?
Yeah, they're just kind of generally in front of you.
Pack of deadly squirrels.
Okay. I'm going to
Dire
Dart.
squirrel.
become very quiet
Where are squirrels?
and see what it is.
Were squirrel.
Thanks, Jordan.
The one were
Good.
creature that's less dangerous in its were form.
Yeah. It's like more.
But very
adorable.
nimble.
Yeah, yeah.
Insane dodge bonus to AC. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Janus don't got good stealth.
Oh
20.
no.
There you go.
Could have fooled me.
Okay. You hunker down. It's not very hard in the thick vegetation. Eventually you see as the kind of rustling, crashing noises kind of come closer slowly, as 3 large boars appear out of the undergrowth and are kind of snuffing around. And you see as they're literally like tearing up vegetation to get food, kind of just leaving a path of destruction. And they just kind of come into like a small clearing that you're on the edge of, kind of root around for a little bit, and then they just move on their way.
Yep, I'm just gonna watch them go.
Boars.
Haven't seen one of them in a while. A lot of interesting stuff in this forest. And then just continue on my walk.
All right.
I'm just basically spending the day out in the woods.
Okay. Okay. Whole day out in the woods.
No! No, don't hurt him.
See, this is Jake. This is just got my character back. I'm gonna go kill him.
I'm gonna take
I
this
just
baby
went
for
for
a
a
test
walk.
drive.
In a dangerous area after just
He's gonna come
coming
back.
from
It's
the
just
dead.
the woods.
He's gonna come back level 13.
It's the jungle.
It's the jungle.
You have the wrong attitude about this. He's gonna come back just like jacked. He's got like 6 animal pelts on his back.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
Listen, guys,
He just,
I
like,
just got Janus
comes
back.
back.
He has a negative
No
level.
need for
I'm gonna
that.
go grind.
No need for that restoration spell now.
You
Comes
guys
back,
want
his
to get a
voice is deeper.
restoration spell?
So a flash of an image just goes through Janus's mind as he's out there of the Vrathix that was 10 feet tall in the silent image that was 5 feet or 5 times as big in real life.
Funny you should mention
That
that.
was native to outside.
Native outside. They're
Native
just
to
roaming
not
around
here.
everywhere.
Somebody call Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah, one time my uncle went out to his barn and just fell right out of the rafters. They're everywhere.
Everywhere outside.
You've heard of drop bears. Wait till you hear what I saw.
I was just gonna make a drop raptors joke.
All right.
Damn it, Jordan, we are too similar.
Elyswen,
Stop
what are you doing?
So I'm gonna start by finding just a thick, like super frumpy robe. Like basically, I want to wear a potato sack.
Okay.
Like I just want to find like the dingiest robe I can.
All right.
We also have a hat.
That is true. If you're not using the hat, then I'll just do that.
I'm in the scale.
Oh, sweet.
In the
Don't you
scale.
have disguise self anyway?
Elyswen
Doesn't Elyswen have disguise self anyway?
I have a very limited spell selection.
Okay.
So no. I think it might be an opposed school thing.
How many
Actually.
spells can you cast a day?
That's a very personal
Do you
question.
know? Well,
As many cantrips as I want, but
yes.
for real, 5 first levels, 4 second levels, and 3 third levels. If one of each is an evocation spell.
That's a lot of spells.
Not bad.
It's more than me.
True.
Yeah, but Elyswen can't swing a sword nearly as good as you can, so
True.
there's the trade-off.
Yeah.
Elyswen's got a specific bag of tricks.
Also,
Nor
I
does she have the hit points.
Yeah, I was about to say I also have 47 hit points. And precious few ways to get them back on my own. So, if the hat is available, I'll
Hat
take
is
the hat.
available.
Yeah. So instead of spending money on an outfit, I will disguise myself as pretty much the same disguise I gave Adari, just like an old woman hobbling through the streets.
Okay.
And from there, I'm gonna try not to be risky. Unless it's absolutely necessary. So I'm just gonna, like, wander around. Is there, like, a town square somewhere?
There's a citadel.
Town square, as in
Oh, like
what?
a market?
Is there, like, a place where people would post notices, or, like, where, like, there would be, like, a town crier or a discourse of some sort? Like a message board?
Yeah, if you ask around, the best place would be to probably go to the Northwatch.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay. Are you going down the switchbacks, or are you paying for the lifts?
I'll go down the switchbacks.
Okay, it's gonna take a long time.
Like, how long?
Don't you have feather fall? Just jump off.
Oh no.
So fast.
Just this old granny.
I should have brought an
Scares all the people at the
Oh,
top.
I could have Mary Poppins it. Dang it.
You could have.
It's not like they're gonna catch
Oh,
you.
Sugar. The best I can do is expeditious retreat.
Taking the switchbacks from High Crest to Ford Quarter, and then going into Northwatch to this square here, which is basically a big market forum area. Probably gonna take about I'm gonna say 45 minutes.
Yep.
And about half of that time is gonna be spent just getting from High Crest to the Ford Quarter. The switchbacks they're long, and it's much faster to take the lifts. And they're narrow, so there's plenty of people going back and forth between the two levels of the city. It's basically, you have to walk very slowly, and it still takes a while to even get into the switchbacks because it's kind of limited, the amount of people that can go on it at any one time.
Okay. If I wasn't trying to keep a low profile, there'd be a big part of me that would want to summon a dire bat to pick me up and just carry me down. But I'm gonna keep a low profile. Cool. But yeah, I'll take the time to just go through the switchbacks.
Okay. All right. Eventually, you make it to the open air market in Northwatch. Very similar to the market district in Savaria, or markets you've seen in Armnaris. Seems the typical way. There's a large avenue that runs from the north gate straight down into this big open area, where you can see a lot of merchants have set up stands, wagons. Some of them look semi-permanent. Some of them are just selling out of the back of a wagon or wagons. And of course, you actually get there. There's a large pillar in the center of the square that you can see where notices and things are posted. There's also a guard station there. And south at the edge, the edge of this big area just drops away into a cliff. And so if you're kind of wandering around, you find yourself like in this crowd, in stalls, can't really see anything past, a few dozen feet at the most. And then suddenly, like, you kind of break out on the edge of this crowd where there's maybe like 24 feet of just open space, and it's just open. And you can see over the lower quarters of the city, and it's just ocean. And honestly, it's beautiful. Despite the overcast gray skies.
gonna have to come back here. If I go to that pillar, what kind of notices are we looking at here? Is there anything like news-ish?
Some like reports of like watch out for thieves coming out of the deep quarter. Lock your doors at night. A couple of notices for like lost dogs. Some general, just kind of a lot of it's like advertisements where like a merchant's like nailed up a flyer. Like a lot of them look kind of out of date, faded or otherwise rain damaged. There are quite a few of them that are, or you actually, as you're watching, you see, like on the other side, kind of a cluster of people kind of excitedly talking amongst themselves. And as you kind of come around, you can see as they're kind of huddled around, and they're like in a block are several of the flyers that you saw in Armnaris.
Oh, okay, so that made it here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll walk up to these people that are kind of looking at this poster.
As you approach, they quiet down pretty dang quick.
Okay, I'm not gonna try to like jump right into the middle of their group if they're still just gonna like go down. Okay, lady voice. Hi there, children.
All right.
Oh, it's
I
gonna be
was
great.
I was out on the town and I couldn't help but notice this this poster here you're looking at. My old eyes don't see very well anymore. What's the hubbub?
Well, up north around Savaria, there's been trouble. I'm sure you've heard of it. Now they're saying the Legion's got something to do with this street gang. Corruption and whatnot.
That's
Hard
absurd.
to say how much is true. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say these days.
That's quite an accusation, young man.
He just like kind of looks around and kind of glances. You see, if you follow his sight, you see as he like glances to. There's a pair of legionaries just kind of patrolling through the crowd. They look pretty bored. And he just looks back quickly. I didn't say anything. No accusations or anything. You have a good day. And he kind of heads off, and the rest of them just kind of disperse.
Okay, well. Either Psellus is putting plants everywhere, or there's at least some sentiment. Okay. Alright. Right, okay. Zach, from what I remember of the Dog's Breath Tavern, was it the kind of place that was like even remotely seedy? Or is it like a theme restaurant like the Wolf Den?
It's seedy where if you happen to like fall asleep, pass out there, you definitely wouldn't wake up with your coin. But you would wake up. Someone would have relieved you of possessions that you weren't safeguarding.
Okay.
Now, somewhere down in the deep docks, maybe you wouldn't wake up. Depends on where you were.
How long would it take to get to the deep docks? Is there another set of switchbacks?
Yes, and these
Okay.
ones are much longer. There's more of them, but they're longer. The cliff between Northwatch and the Deep Quarter is in most places about 150 feet.
Okay. Do I... Okay. I'm going to try to find an alleyway somewhere outside of here a little bit to redo the disguise.
Okay.
And this time I'm going to try to look like more or less just a gruffer Elyswen.
Okay.
Like, maybe a couple more tattoos, a chunk missing out of one of her ears.
Still elvish, though.
Ooh, is there like not a lot of elves around here? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, then I'll try to go human.
You are about as far away from the Dominion as you can get in Illyria.
Okay, then no. That's a very good point. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna ditch the pointy ears. And go for a more human appearance, but kind of a gruffer human. I'm not gonna go to the deep docks, but I am gonna kind of like meander my way back to High Crest, and on my way just try to see if I can find like maybe I'll go like all the way to that northernmost bridge before I cross over, and on my way there kind of try to work my way through and see if I can find a kind of seedier place. Not like really, really bad, but like
somewhere in the Ford Quarter?
It's somewhere in either Northwatch or the Ford Quarter. Just kind of on my way back around.
Not the Dog's Breath.
Not the dog. I'll swing by there. If I don't find anything else, then I'll go there.
Okay. I mean, there's other taverns around of varying levels of repute. I just say for convenience sake, and because I don't really feel like coming up with another name for a tavern, Dog's Breath Inn is going to be the closest to where you are, and you know where it is.
Yeah, cool. And I'll do that.
Okay.
So I'll just walk in, sit down at the bar, and kind of just wait for a bartender. If there's a group of people that looks kind of a little tougher, try to get kind of near them.
Okay.
Bartender. God damn it. That was terrible.
He wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, what do you want?
Well, I'm in town looking for work. I'm a bounty hunter. Guess is the easiest way to put it. And I don't really know where to go.
He just gives you like a... You're new to this, ain't you?
My first week.
Aw.
Well, Greenie, I'm sure there's plenty of bounties to be found in the deep docks, deep quarter. Though whether or not you'll survive even a day down there, well, I suppose you could consider it a test.
Is that bad?
Depends on where you go.
There's a skink at every corner.
Thanks for your help, I guess.
Oh.
And then I'll just walk out.
It's perfect.
Walked in. I'm a bounty hunter. It's my first week.
Yeah. I love
I don't know where to go.
I figured the best way to extricate myself was just to make it look like I didn't know what I was doing
That
at
was
that point.
smart. That was good. Yeah, it worked
It's
out
like,
great.
this could get
Mhm.
troublesome if
That's
I'm
a
not
good
careful.
angle. Yeah.
So yeah. I guess I'm gonna go back.
Okay. Back to.
Back to the wolf's den.
Okay. Katarina and Aux, what are you guys doing?
I'm probably relaxing a bit, trying to take it easy, rereading some relevant areas of that journal, trying to figure out any extra details I can.
Okay.
Ox does a workout. And then, Katarina, I kind of want to go check out the waterfall.
Sure, yeah, let's go.
Okay. Do you think that's a good idea? We might be looked for, right? That's why Elyswen was... This is so boring.
If you want to go, you can. I can wait here.
I know, but it's not... I'm not... can I use your disguise thing?
Elyswen took the hat.
Great. Oh. I mean, I could just look nondescript. I've got an outfit. It's just, not really touristy.
I mean, Elyswen shouldn't be gone for, that long, I don't think. I think she said she'd probably be gone for, a few hours.
Okay, I'll just wait till she gets back and then I'll go. I want to check out that waterfall. See if maybe if there's, a gate there and there's crystal knives, if it looks like just something, or if there's, I was trying to find something. I'll just work out until Elyswen gets back, I guess. Just doing some push-ups, some crunches.
I just imagine Katarina just sitting there reading her book, just
Yes.
right? And then just Aux is just running by like a kid with too much energy, and they're just pent up, And you just it just cuts to Katarina's, and Aux is just doing jumping jacks in the background or something, and then it cuts again, and Aux is shadow boxing.
Yes.
Oh,
I feel so much stronger.
While the two of you are waiting for Elyswen to get back, Janus,
Oh boy.
what are you going to do in the forest? Just walk around, have a nice little nature walk?
Janus is... Yeah, he's going for... The first part of the day is the nice, nature walk. Just, like I said before, his joints, his muscles are stiff. Trying to get back into, actually moving after not moving for 2 weeks.
I don't think you could walk after 2 weeks. Just say, wait, does anyone know, if you come out of a coma, how long it takes to walk, or, I don't know. I've had my... Okay, Zach.
Magic.
Sorry,
I mean, his body didn't deteriorate at all because he was under gentle repose the entire time.
True.
There's
I
that,
was
true.
just suddenly
And
worried.
He could have... I mean, you guys could have had... I think with the resurrection, you just need a piece of the body. Not even,
Oh, yeah.
not the whole thing. Even if it was ashes, if he had been cremated or disintegrated, you could still...
Mm-hmm.
So, it don't care about some
Gotcha.
muscle atrophy or something like that.
Because, side note, when I broke my elbow, it was in a splint, I guess, for a while. And then it was I couldn't I couldn't extend it for months. Like I had to like rehabilitate it, and it was. But I don't know how. If it's a broken limb, would be different than just. You just don't wake up for a while. You know, like you're just sore. Magic. Love it.
Just being lazy, sleeping for 2 weeks.
Without moving. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so walking through the woods, finding your center.
And Janus is really trying to, like... figuring out... I know what he's going to figure out, but he just needs the time to, like, think through it. He did just die, so he's kind of coming to face with that. Eventually, he'll stop and, somewhere out in the forest, try and find some berries or something for lunch.
Okay.
Because he did not bring food.
No.
Go ahead and make
Ox
a
gave
survival
you
check.
food. Ox gave you a ton of food.
Oh, yes, you did
I
give me
did.
food.
I gave you food and
Oh, you
during
did?
the walk.
Yep. So yeah, he'll head back probably like probably mid to late afternoon.
Okay.
Because he's going out for a while, and then a few hours later, like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to walk back. Which will
I'd
take
say on
equally as
In
long.
there.
Yep.
On your way back, as you're moving through the forest, there is a
Oh no.
Whoops. Can you make another perception check for me real quick?
An encounter map suddenly appears.
18.
As you're walking, kind of lost in your thoughts, there is a sudden rustling in the undergrowth right next to you. And you see as a large snake with a thick and muscular body covered in dull green scales. And as it lunges out at you and is going to bite you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm assuming a 13 doesn't hit you.
Doesn't have any armor on.
Nope, but I have a good dex. It does not hit.
Okay. Alright, go ahead and roll initiative.
Good music. Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Or...
Welcome
Okay.
back, Janus.
It was nice to have you for another session.
The snake is going to make another attack. It goes first. I'm going to guess that a 21 hits.
21 does hit.
Oh no.
It's going to deal 6 points of damage, and it's going to attempt to grapple you.
Oh, no.
Ooh, at least it's not poisonous, venomous, whatever.
What's your CMD?
It's Janus we're talking about.
Oh no.
Mm.
Is that good?
17.
17. Okay, so this large snake coils back, launches itself. It buries its fangs into your arm, and as it does so, its whole body contracts and it pulls itself, and it's starting to twist itself around your arm and around your body. You are currently grappled.
Not good for casting spells.
Dies by a snake.
That's really not good for casting spells. Oh.
As a person who hates getting grappled by something that's stronger than them.
As a fellow sorcerer with an equally shite CMD, this is scary.
Yeah, except you have like twice as many hit points.
I know, but like I I know how bad this is what I'm saying. Like, if I get grappled, I'm not getting out. Like,
One of the worst things on the list.
Cue Janus waking up 2 weeks
go.
later.
Oh.
What happened? What did I miss?
I just remember seeing a really big snake.
Let's try this again.
All right, Janus, what are you doing?
I'm double checking. Here we go. Grappled.
Oh my gosh.
0. Oh no, that's 5th edition.
It's remarkable how many creatures have grab.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That and eat, like just swallow.
Yeah.
Well, swallow whole's pretty rare unless you get up into pretty high CR.
I guess I'm thinking 5th edition. 5th edition, basically anything bigger than you can eat you.
Yes.
Oh.
True.
Yeah.
Or like absorb you. If you're talking like a gelatinous cube or like a shambling mound or something like that. Yeah.
So you cannot move. You take a -4 penalty to dexterity. You take a -2 on all attack rolls and combat maneuver checks, except those made to grapple or escape a grapple. And grappled creatures can take no action that requires 2 hands to perform. If you attempt to cast a spell or use a spell-like ability, you must make a concentration check, which is going to be 10 plus the grappler's CMB plus the spell level, or you lose the spell. And in case you wanted to try, you cannot use stealth checks to hide from the creature that is grappling you. I think it's hilarious that actually has to be included into the condition rules.
Somebody at Paizo is super salty about this one time that the rogue. I mean, I got a 20.
Went invisible and just started sneak attacking the crap out of the person that was grappling them.
You know when rules like that are included, it's because in 3.5 they weren't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's one of those rules that they came out of playtesting.
Yeah.
That one, they probably just have a group of people. Like, they have like a stable of those guys.
They just have power gamers on retainer.
Yeah.
Hey, we got another rule set for you guys to stress test.
It also says only spells which can be cast, grappling, or pinned are those without somatic components and whose material components you have in hand.
I think sorcerers get extra
Sorcerers,
materials.
we get
so
extra
you're good
materials.
there.
We don't need to.
Awesome.
We just
sorcerers-
summon those materials to our hands.
Sorcerers actually have a few really, really cool advantages.
Yeah, they're basically as close as you can get to a cleric that has arcane spells instead of divine spell.
Except we don't have to prepare still.
Yeah.
But we know like a total of 0 spells.
Yeah.
That's
gonna say,
that's
it's
all
like
I've got going for me.
Just these
That's the
forever.
drawback.
Yep.
I think you can swap them out once you get to a certain level.
When you level, or maybe it's like every 2 levels, you can. I think it's when you level, you can exchange one spell that you know for one that you didn't.
Yeah, I think 5e is similar.
That's only when you level in Sorcerer though, so I'm kind of screwed because I'm not doing that again.
Oh no!
Prestige classes.
Prestige classes.
So every day you have fly prepared? Is that what it is?
I don't prepare. I
It's
just know fly
known?
so I can cast it.
Oh yeah,
I just
sorcerer.
imagine like a Pathfinder sorcerer and a 5th edition warlock just like sitting at a bar together, and the sorcerer is just like patting the warlock on the back, and it's like, it's okay, buddy, I know. At least you get a short rest.
Yeah.
All right, so I
Sorcerers
need
can't
to.
cast those spells like a million times a day, though.
Yeah. I have a ludicrous number of spell slots.
Ooh, I haven't used this ability yet, or in a while.
Oh.
Just double check, make sure.
Oh, Just really quick though, I do think, and I'm saying this only because I remember this from being grappled, that spell-like abilities are also impeded by the grapple.
Yeah, it does specifically say spell or spell-like ability.
Yep.
Requires a concentration check.
Super annoying. I couldn't heal myself with channel positive energy.
Oh, and if this thing eats you, you don't have claws to claw your way out.
Not that big.
No, yeah.
It's a
You'll be
medium-sized
dead
creature.
first, and then it'll eat you.
It's big for a snake.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna cast Grease on myself.
Okay, I need you to make a concentration check.
And that's just plus caster level, correct?
It's 10 plus spell level plus grappler CMB. Oh, for concentration?
What is the concentration?
Oh, yeah.
I believe it's your modifier and class level.
Okay,
Plus a D20.
sweet.
That's when I always forget.
So
I don't
since
know
he
why
has
I
a
can never
negative
remember.
level, is he at the
That's a
8 or
minus
at the
1.
9? Okay,
It counts my caster level as 8.
got it.
Yeah, caster level and ability score modifier.
Okay, sweet. And
Oh,
it's a first
both?
level spell, so
Ooh.
16?
It's CMB.
16. What's the spell level for Grease?
First.
So one. First.
So 11 plus its CMB is the DC.
Ooh.
If it's 5 or more,
That does not pass.
yeah.
You did roll a 3.
Yeah, that was a super
Yeah.
low roll.
That was really bad.
So it's turn.
Okay. Yep, it has you grappled. So I believe it has to make a grapple check to continue to grapple you.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
that passes.
Yeah.
It got a natural 19, so.
Oh,
it
yeah.
definitely- So
Doesn't
grapple
even
you.
need a modifier
So-
for that.
Okay, it is going to deal 6 damage as you feel as this large snake starts to squeeze, and you can feel like pain in your chest and in your arm as it begins to constrict you.
All right. I am gonna go with 3rd level deep slumber.
Okay,
Put this thing to sleep.
what's this? I need you to make concentration save first, or a concentration check.
Ooh, 30.
Ooh.
A what?
30.
Okay, it's a 3rd level spell.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you beat that. Will save.
Will, yes.
So its CMB is 18 or lower.
Yeah, okay, it failed. Got a 6 total.
That's what I was banking on.
You finish your spell and you can barely like gasping out the words, and suddenly the coils kind of relax, and it just kind of the heavy weight of the snake and just kind of falls to the ground.
Does it affect
Asleep.
you though, Janus? Like, does the sleep spell affect you?
No?
That would
That'd
be
be
funny.
funny.
That would be hilarious.
I'm gonna
Wakes
go
up
for a
next to a
nap.
snake 3 hours later.
Just taking a nap with a snake.
Totally.
So yeah, I'm
Can you
gonna
imagine? I'm sorry.
getting out of its coils and standing off to the side.
Just come back, bite mark.
Okay, are you sure it doesn't affect him? Because I'm looking at the spell. Is it targets? Oh, is that what, Zach? Oh, is that cut out?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. He should be choosing the targets for that spell, so as long as he's not selecting himself as a target.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Come upon 4 hit dice worth of creatures.
Actually, so the spell wouldn't have any effect on you anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that's for sleep, but it works the same.
Deep slumber
10, I
is
believe,
this
but
spell
yeah.
functions like sleep, except it affects 10 HD of
Yes.
targets.
But I can target the snake.
Yeah.
Um.
That would have been
And there's
so
not enough
bad.
hit dice left over in the spell to even affect him anyway.
Whew. How gnarly was this snake?
All right.
Run, Janus, run!
Janus. All right, I should.
So I feel like it's got like 2 hit points.
Janus knows after growing up in the Feywilds, you definitely keep your wits about you in the woods. He definitely let his guard down more than he should have, just being lost in his own mind. In woods he's not familiar with. Yeah. He's gonna head back.
Okay.
Janus is gonna continue to keep an eye out for anything.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Katarina and Aux. It's probably just past noon. Elyswen eventually turns up, looking like a buff, kind of rough and tumble, new on the job bounty hunter.
Hey.
Oh, I'll drop the disguise.
What's the news?
Well, it's not much concerning us personally, but those flyers made their way here already.
That's not the greatest.
Well, and from what I can tell, there's at least some people listening to them as well.
That also makes me question whether or not it actually was Psellus.
I think Psellus capitalized. But unless those people that broke in were maybe they were part of the staff at the Citadel?
Here's the one thing.
I doubt it, but
There's one thing with this theory of it being Psellus that bothers me. If it were him, he wouldn't put his name as the person of, like, the mole, right? Like,
We don't know that.
like, what
Did
would he gain from putting his own name on it
Wait,
and
was-
putting suspicion towards himself as...
was his name on it?
Wasn't it
Just his first
right?
name.
Oh,
Okay.
the first name. Oh, which could be a common name, but
Yeah,
again,
is that a common name around here?
I mean, it's
common,
it's not as common as John would be, but it's a name that more than one person is going to have.
Okay. So,
I mean, we know how hard.
I mean, it's pretty much 100% certain that there's more than one person in the Legion whose name is Psellus.
Mhm.
that is a good
I
point.
remember when I
And
brought it up
also-
to the skink, he was like, "You're gonna have to be more specific with a Psellus," you know.
We also know how hard it was for us to figure out more about him, even knowing his full name after he introduced himself personally to us.
Mhm.
So just putting his first name on there probably isn't a big tell.
It would be an odd move. I mean,
Yeah.
theoretically speaking, it's a good point. There's
But
merit
also,
to it.
if he didn't put it on there, then anyone who had seen the original
The original.
note
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Can I?
would
We
instantly know that it was fake.
Oh,
by
because
him.
it was a copy of.
Zach, I'm gonna take out the pamphlet that I had taken from the Hound and Hearth. And I'm going to take out or Katarina, you have a letter that was the invitation to the gala from him, right? And we have
He didn't write the gala invitation.
we have the original, I guess,
We
from
have
that day.
we have the note.
Let's see if
I thought we gave that to Adari.
did we give it to Adari?
Well, we have the. If you're looking for Psellus's handwriting, we do have
Oh, we have that note.
the killer note.
I was
Yes.
also
The poisoned one.
I was just wondering if we could
I think if we both use.
compare the letters to see if they're. I mean, this one.
I mean, regardless of if it's a there's two cases, right? One, it was copied from the original, or two, he wrote it again. So either way, it would probably match his handwriting.
It would be confirmation, though.
No, because Valen's was the one. If it's either Valen's or Psellus, right, who would have done this. So if Valen's put it out, he saw it when we saw it, and he would have just written it hastily, which is what this is written as, hastily. But
Does it look written hastily?
No.
no,
Hear me out.
the pamphlet one, Zach, wasn't it that you said it was kind of like? I thought that you said it was like not very good. Yeah, you said it was like haste. It was written quickly, as though it was like put together. Anyway, whatever you say now, I guess.
Oh, yes.
The
That one
pamphlet.
did look like it was written quickly. Almost as if someone was trying to make as much of them as fast as they could to spread them around as soon as possible.
Right, because they don't have copier machines.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't really have a Xerox machine.
Gotta use the old
So
Psellus
either
machine.
way, it's not going to match Psellus's handwriting. He wouldn't be personally writing out those flyers.
It was just a thought to see if we can compare.
It'd be nice to get confirmation, but I fear you're correct. There's.
Katarina, you want to pull out with Mage Hand the poison one, and we can look and see just real quick, just to confirm that they're not the same handwriting.
And if you think it's worth the risk for
I think
that.
between both of us, if we both use our mage hands together, we can probably do it. If you feel comfortable with it.
let's
I
do
mean,
it out the window.
that's fine.
Don't
with
want to
me.
risk breathing it in or
I
anything.
mean,
And
I can touch it if you want.
No.
no, that's not a good idea.
I can remove it.
Remove.
No, we got it. We got it.
Okay.
What? You mean you can remove poisons for
Yeah,
yourself?
I can also. Let's see. Did I prepare it today? Yes. Detect poison. I can also look to see if it even has poison on it still.
Well, I mean, it would be good to have the backup. If something goes wrong with this.
Mm-hmm. I won't be flying away this time, so.
Okay. Aux will pull out the flax and open it up, and then
Mage hand.
They definitely do not match.
all right.
Not
put
even
back in.
close.
Put it back in.
Close it. Put that away. All right. Well, we narrowed that down, right? It's like someone was trying to get that out as soon as possible. I guess it would be Valen. I'm just guessing it's Valen.
What if? What? I mean, hear me out. This might be absolutely insane. What if Adari was Psellus the whole time? No, I'm joking. What if we've seen that Psellus has admirable abilities with mind control,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess exemplary, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And is it possible that he's controlling Valence? I mean, like I said, I know it's somewhat
We'd
unlikely,
have to
but
do detect magic, I guess. Next
We
time
would.
saw him.
and I doubt that he would be. Or I mean, it could even be that he was an agent. Again, just exploring all options. I don't think that's likely, but it's possible.
Anyway, before it gets too late, I'm gonna go for a walk to the waterfall. Can I borrow the hat?
Yes. Or I guess Katarina's.
Yeah.
Do you want company?
Nah, I'm good. Just
Oh.
come there. You can come. I don't care. Like, it's totally your call. You can come. If you want to come, just come.
City encounters.
Briefly, before we part ways, I was unable to find out if we are being hunted by the constabulary. Obviously, we are by whatever mercenaries or cutthroats may be out in the world, but would it be all right if I go into a more dangerous quarter?
Probably not alone.
Definitely not alone.
Okay. It's
You and I can go tomorrow.
okay.
Yeah, you
There's nothing at night people might want.
On our way there, let's plot a little bit.
On our way where?
To this more dangerous place.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, not now.
Okay. All right.
Fun. Katarina, you want to get out and stretch your legs? We can go.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have another disguise though? You said we're not sure we're being followed, so
I can do it. You would have.
without.
I
that.
didn't do it before.
We're most certainly
How long
being
does that
followed.
last?
I can keep it up.
Perfect.
I need to check how long it actually lasts.
Okay, I was gonna say like.
And not to avoid false pretense, we are being followed. It's a matter of whether we're being followed by
A lot of people.
just assassins or by the guards as well.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna go.
80 minutes a cast. Or if I up the level, 160 minutes a cast.
Your call if you want to use that right now.
I'll throw on an 80-minute cast
Sweet.
for now.
Zach,
I can always read
I'm gonna cast on myself undetectable alignment for 24 hours.
Don't want anyone
Okay.
to know you're good.
Actually, it protects from divination spells, so no one can scry on me. It's what it says. I looked it up. Also, detect magic doesn't work on me specifically. Not like I can put it on an item, but yeah.
That would have been nice.
I
for
know.
the gala.
I was like, oh, that would have been
That
great.
was so good.
Still wouldn't have been able to get our weapons in, but you know, magic
Mhm.
stuff would have been undetectable.
Not sure you're reading that right.
That's what it says.
It conceals the alignment
It says-
of an object or creature from all forms
It
of
only
divination.
Oh, I
yeah. So if
apologize.
someone were to cast like detect good, they wouldn't be able to see that you were good. That's all it does. I'm like, that is way too strong. 24 hours of no one can see my alignment, no one can scry on me, no one can see me with detect magic. You know, I'm like, hold on.
I did just have a funny thought. Like, what if somebody was trying to detect evil and they find somebody who's hiding their alignment? Because you probably know. It's just like you look at someone and there's just like a hole in your detectability. Be a little suspicious.
No, so detect good and evil. Is their auras dependent on their level? So a level 1 evil person has no evil aura.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is a question I always had with like detect good and evil. Does it like legitimately detect like people
In Pathfinder,
who
yes.
are evil and not just like evil outsiders?
In Pathfinder.
So it's in Pathfinder, yes, but again, they have to be
Okay.
they have to be high enough level to even have have that alliance. So let's see. An aligned creature, if they have 4 or lower hit dice, they do not have an aura, regardless of what their alignment
It
is.
says an aligned creature.
Yes.
Okay.
Which would be obviously a creature with an alignment other than true neutral.
Okay.
And then 5 to 10 hit dice is faint. And 11 to 25 is moderate.
You have to do some things in the name of evil or good to, presumably.
Yeah, essentially. However, it's different when
I was
clerics
thinking
or
of
paladins. Go ahead.
I just realized I was thinking of like the evil descriptor, not like evil alignment,
No.
which is different.
No. The actual alignment.
The actual alignment. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you could, it's 100% plausible that you would look at a crowd of people with detect evil on, and there could be thieves in there and murderers, but they're just not they're not high enough level for you to even be able to detect them.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun fact, though, for 5e players in the player handbook. Arcanist magic aura can conceal magical items, or you could even make non-magical appear to have an aura of magical. So that's super nifty.
Arcanists are not core, though.
No.
Dude, Arcanists are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of neat. I would love to play one.
Same.
Oh, and if you want, you could always cast non-detection on yourself in 5e, and then you could go invisible, and someone who has the spell True Sight on cannot see them. If they just had it as a natural ability of True Sight, they could see them, but because it's specifically blocking a divination spell, you would be able to be totally invisible with non-detection and, like, greater visibility. No.
Which is why Tremor Sense is the superior.
That is true. It is,
And blind sense, both.
And blind sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, blind sense I think is like
And
10 feet, but yeah.
Well, it depends on the source.
echolocation. Just get echolocation.
Yeah.
Tremor
bat.
sense is like so good.
Just be a bat.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
If I'm a vampire, I'm gonna try it. Jake, in our 5e campaign,
I'd prefer to be a modern submarine, and I'll just do submarine.
There you go.
The CR is much higher, and the armor class is pretty fantastic.
They're just gonna take a couple levels in Red October, and
Plus the magic missile. It's only one missile, but it packs a wallop.
One. Okay, now
It's
imagine,
extra magical.
Magic ICBM.
imagine if
magic
you had,
tomahawk missile.
Magic cruise missile.
Imagine if you had like an all like spellcaster group, and so then you just designate one person to get all the spells on them. So everyone casts, so they're all concentrating spells. So like fly, haste, like they get the non-detection, and so then they're focusing on greater invisibility, and they just like fly into the bad guy or whatever, and they're just be the best.
So you mean a party of one fighter and like
we spazzed.
Ramio, who actually has experience doing that.
I'm back.
Kind of forgot he was here.
All right, so
Sorry, cast undetectable alignment. Anyway.
Okay, Aux and Katarina you are making your way to
Yes.
the waterfall.
The bridge? Yeah, there's a bridge over it.
I am disguised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. So it's. Are you taking the lifts
How
or are you
expensive
taking
are
the
they?
switchbacks?
How expensive
5 silver pieces for the
Oh.
lifts between High Crest and Ford Court.
I got us. I'll pay for it. 1 gold.
You sure?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just 1 gold. It's not like we want to, walk for hours.
All right,
Jordan,
so
you
you,
should have asked how much it was.
I have 7 silver pieces.
Ask us for money!
I know, I
Sell
keep forgetting.
something. You got.
Sell something. I
You,
steal
you
things.
literally have over 5,000 gold pieces. Freaking walking around with 7 silver.
Listen, I keep forgetting to ask.
We get
All right.
stuff out of the bank all the time. You have actually 100 gold.
Oh
don't
yeah,
you?
I can get that much out.
Didn't we
on me.
withdraw you 100 gold
Yeah, you have
specifically?
100
Yeah.
gold.
No. Oh, did we actually take
We
that out of the
did.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've actually
I was-
had 100 gold in your pocket.
Somehow I was the one who missed that.
Oh, it's in my other pocket. I forgot to check that
No.
pocket.
Well, it was gone because of the disguise. I didn't realize it was there still.
Right.
It was just an oversight. You know, it's easy to do the first time.
the
or
first
maybe
time? Yeah, right.
Maybe I'm just a fool.
Okay, so Aux, Katarina, you get onto one of the pedestrian lifts and are rapidly they like hook it in with like basically a what's that cargo hook that they call, what's that called?
Carabiner?
No, it's like it's like a hooked staff for grabbing something that's out and then pulling it towards you.
Shepherd's hook. I mean, that's
No.
what it does. Yeah.
So- It has a name. Regardless, you know what I'm talking about. So essentially, they like pull the lift in, and they kind of like clip it in, and then people get in, and they unclip it and let it back out again. So you are literally swinging out into free space, and then the lift just rapidly drops as you see, as basically they let line out. You can see up there at the top of the lifts where the team of horses is, and there's like a whole big system of pulleys to give them as much mechanical advantage as possible. And you rapidly descend. You see the view is incredible. Assuming that you guys aren't overly concerned about being in basically a wicker box hanging off the side of a cliff. You can
Katarina,
see
this is so
out
cool. She's just looking everywhere.
over all of the Ford Quarter, the North Watch, down into the parts of Deep Quarter and the Deep Docks that aren't like obstructed by the levels of the city. As you drop rapidly past, you can see the people that are climbing up and down the switchbacks, and you make it swiftly to the bottom, and you can make your way down through the Ford Quarter. A lot of the Ford Quarter is just a lot of residential areas, kind of middle class, I guess you would say, middle class kind of housing. You make your way to a very large bridge that, well, it's wide, but the span is not very long. As the river is fairly narrow at this point, it's only maybe 40 feet across. As you get close to the bridge, you just hear this roaring sound. Just the constant rushing of water. When you get to the bridge, if you get to the bridge and you can look north and you can see the snaking path, partially obstructed, but you can see the snaking path of the river as it is just white water just rushing through this channel. And going to the other side of the bridge, you can see where the water essentially just shoots out, and then eventually falls down from there's vantage points back over here, a little further to the south, where you can kind of turn and look back at the waterfall, and you can see where the water is shooting out maybe 40 feet from the edge of the cliff. Like, the water is going very fast, and then it just spreads out, and kind of a lot of it turns into this fine mist that just kind of blankets the cliff side. You can see dimly houses and buildings in the deep docks and the deep quarter that are just covered, like the roofs are just covered in moss, because it is just constantly misted by the falls, and it is so loud to hear one another. You kind of almost have to shout.
Do we see any gates? City gates or anything?
If you're on the vantage point, not on the bridge, but if you're over here on the vantage point, you could see the west gate.
What do you think, Katarina? You think this is our...
I don't think this is it.
I don't think so either.
We don't even know that it's a place. It could be an event.
I guess so.
Or a group of people.
Yeah, I don't...
It is pretty, though.
Hold on. The wandering of the wild dog wends past a stony keep. So past the city. Not welcome amid the rocky walls, slowly away it creeps, so it's moving away. Guarded by living spears, a lone sentinel stands proud. So you guys
Subject
said
change.
trees?
Possibly
Guarded
trees.
by living spears, so that would be trees. A lone sentinel stands proud. Oh my gosh, that could freaking be the cold one. Please don't. Oh my gosh. Looking to the battlements, a challenge rings clear and loud.
If it was the cold one, that challenge could have been Janus. He challenged the cold one's authority in the forest.
The answer follows close behind. Gates usher forth crystal knives. What gates, though?
The gates could be a metaphor.
The answer follows close behind.
The answer to the challenge, presumably.
The game's begun, the war is on, and only one survives. I don't understand.
This might be something we won't understand until later.
Crystal knives. Glass. See-through. Ice. Water. I mean, you know, like... Well, I think our answer isn't here.
No.
So, I think we should go to the place on your map nearest us. try to find an answer or something.
We should give Janus some time to recover, though.
Yeah, but he does like the forest, so maybe being in a city isn't good. We could just ask him.
True.
Huge me being strangled by the snake.
No, he loves the forest, and the forest loves him. No. How bad was that snake, Zach?
Janus, are you just leaving it unconscious on the forest floor and just walking away from it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that snake was a CR2.
Oh no.
I could have taken that, but
Yeah.
it's just an animal. Like, I'm not gonna kill it.
Oh.
It had 19 hit points.
Oh, Jade is so kind of.
Yeah.
Could have gotten some sweet snakeskin boots out of the deal.
I think what made it worse is I was rolling so poorly those first few rounds.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, it was like definitely winning the fight.
It's like fighting a shoelace. I tripped. Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I mean, what, it took a quarter of your health almost?
Yeah, almost a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get you that level back, buddy.
That'll only give me back 5 hit
I
points.
know. Oh.
Hey, but that's 3 more than you had before you died.
True.
Alright. Well,
Oh gosh.
let's get back. Maybe
Pewter linings.
see how Janus is feeling.
Sounds good.
Call it a day, maybe.
Okay.
We'll go back.
Yeah, later in the day, Janus will stumble into the inn. Janus, it's been a long day. You've walked a really long way, and you were attacked by a snake, and you are not healed. So you definitely have like a snake bite on your your upper arm, like your shoulder, that you've just like probably just bandaged hastily with, I don't know, whatever, probably some leaves and some vines or something like that.
Yeah. I've prestidigitationed away the dried blood and mended the clothes, so at least it looks normal. But Janus will come in and take roll up the sleeve, show up the arm, and actually put like an actual bandage on it.
Hey,
Hey.
how was your day?
Are you alright?
Did you get a
It was-
tattoo?
No. Might scar a bit though. There was a snake.
It was a what?
It was just a snake. It wasn't a huge deal. I kind of let my guard down out there. I was a bit preoccupied with my thoughts, and it took a bite at me.
Do you need healing? Are you okay?
A little bit of healing would be nice.
Elyswen will just grab a potion of cure light wounds.
Let's
I
say
know we have
this.
Aux right here.
Yo. I
Yeah, that'd
will
be.
put my hand on your opposite shoulder and lay on hands.
Thank you. I've had that for the past 2 hours.
Oh man, no, you should have. Let's see, 15 hit points healed.
Sweet. I'm back up to full.
Yeah.
Got bullied by a CR2 snake. Freaking took your lunch money.
Actually, 21 hit points. So, I don't know. You're pretty. Yeah, whatever. Oh, actually.
Right, thank you.
Ramio has. Who has our 3? Your. Katarina, I think. We grabbed the 3 potions off of you, though. When we left the Temple of Amariel. I think
I have those.
Yeah. Do you want to give those back to Janus so he's got 3?
Sure.
You have 3 potions of Cure Light Wounds.
Alright,
Janus.
3 potions. I'll have to find some myself.
You have 3, Katarina.
No, I don't have those for my 3.
So we bought 10 Cure Light Wounds, and I gave 3 to Elyswen, 3 to Janus, 3 to Katarina. So when Janus died, 3 of those went to you. Did you use?
Okay,
3?
then I never wrote down the ones I got from Janus. So.
Okay. We just never wrote down them.
Okay.
They're back. Everyone
Yeah.
has it back in order.
All right, that would have been useful.
Oh, and here's your ring, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I guess I didn't have much use for that.
What's Ramio been up to today?
Shoot. Ramio had a nice walk around the city. He's been here a couple times, but never really got to explore the city, so I got more of a feel for the city. And also checking out the real estate here.
Seeing where
Do I want here? Do I want Arxoporum? Do I want the capital? Where do I open that guild? And then I'll say, like, second half of the day, he went up into the, not off into the forest, but, like, right on the edge of the forest to set up targets for practice.
That's all Aux is doing today, by the way. I'm good.
Okay.
Janus will be coming by Aux's room later.
Oh. What's up?
Aux, can we talk for a sec?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on in.
Thank you.
The room doesn't look a mess, but there's not a lot in it, so it's just.
All right. So, I've been doing a lot of thinking today, and about what you said earlier about me joining you guys or maybe taking my leave. My goals haven't changed. Not too much. I still want to establish like my domain in the Silver Pine Forest. I still want to travel with you guys and do stuff. I think I made a mistake in that last fight. Or my last fight. Soon as there was a fight, I got way too close to the front lines. I've always admired you for your ability to be right there in the heat of combat, and I tried to learn how to do that myself. I'd never been in a fight in my entire life before I met you or was on the material plane. And since then, I've been trying to become stronger, get better in fights. But that's not what I'm good at. So I think I'm going to try and stick to my strengths of sticking to the back and in more ways than one. With the Silas thing, I think
Psellus?
Psellus, yes. When time comes to fight him, I'm gonna stick to the back and try to counter some of his magic. And at least for all fights, I'm not a fighter. I never have been. And so that's one thing, that my goals haven't changed, but how I go about doing things is I was raised as the Fae. learned how to work with deals, diplomacy, and working in the shadows, stuff like that. I'm going to try to go back to that a bit more than what I've been doing the past few months. It's what I'm good at. But I still want to travel with you guys and, well, go on amazing adventures. The other thing was, with Elyswen spoke to me outside the bar as I left. And I told her I don't want any more secrets from me to you guys. And there has been something that's I felt extremely guilty about it for a long time. Both of you know exactly what this is.
Oh! What?
When
What is it?
when we were up heading towards Karst, I had told you that I was able to make dwarven fire ale.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, I never learned. I learned how to make it taste like it and how to make it look like it, but the actual drug effects. Back then, I was worried for you, and I knew that anything, no matter what I could say or do, you wouldn't leave the drug. And I resorted to trickery.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized when I saw you on that bed, almost dying, after 3 days of not having it, and just you were so strong and just had just a force of personality, but to see that just stripped away from you and see you weaken like that, dying, it scared me. So, and I swore that I got rid of the stuff to make it. I got rid of I had a magical item that allowed me to make the drink look like the Dwarven Fire Ale. And since then I haven't lied to you, but I'm sorry for lying to you and for putting you through that. As good as it turned out in the end, it was still incredibly wrong of me to do that to you, especially to a friend. And I am sorry.
Oh, Janus, you always are the best of us. I don't hold that against you. I mean, you guys all were trying to help me out, and you did that in your own way. And even though it was a lie, it was out of good intentions, knowing that you were going to still be there to help me. And I appreciate that. So, yeah, I mean, I wasn't a good friend either. I wasn't very honest myself. So you did the best you could, and hey, I'm still here.
You are.
And you and Alveryn and Elyswen, you all tried your hardest to help me out, and I was able to thankfully get rid of that. And yeah, if we could make a contract though, where it's just like if I ever do something like that again, you guys can have my permission to like lock me up or grapple me or something, like knock me out of my senses, like to just don't let me do that again.
I can draw something up.
Okay, great. Thanks for telling me.
No problem. No more secrets from here on out.
No, none, no. I don't think I have any. I mean, the whole, my mom being the same mom as Elyswen. I mean, I don't know what that's gonna do.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know.
I know I've had kind of adopted siblings before. The whole Mother Madrila thing of, I'm obviously not the first kid she's gotten through a deal, but all the others, it's been normally not a long time, or normally not a short time between kids, so I know I have potentially siblings out there, but at the same time, there's a chance I don't, if they're dead or passed by now.
Mm-hmm. Is there some way that you could figure out, like, anything about your family before?
I don't know, that's been poking at me too. The reason I never sought it out before is because when Mother Madrila made that deal, that whatever it was for me, she took me in as her own child. She's been my mother my entire life. But deal's broken. Although I still think of her as my mother.
Wait, the deal's broken? What? Her deal to you? Or wait, what deal?
Kind of a complicated thing. Because she took me on as my mother, it'd be kind of rude to ask about my, quote-unquote, real parents.
Mm-hmm.
Because for all intents and purposes, as per the contracts, she's my mother.
She is, yeah. What, do you know what your original parents traded for as a contract, I guess?
I never found that out. But maybe I'll ask next time I see her. But I've been thinking about the other... Basically, like I said, all my contracts are void at this point, so... It's a clean slate that not a lot of people get among the fair.
True. You could really start over. Oh my goodness, you just broke a chain. Stop it.
Yeah, they were good. Those were good chains.
So many themes. Yeah.
He is glad, though, the contract with the senator is broken, because that one went horrifically sideways.
You died, so you're not bound to that. You don't have to go back.
Yep.
It's good. Well, let me just say this on behalf of the group. We are really glad that you're back. We're glad that you want to be with us. We want to be with you. We want to, we want to help each other. All of us, that's all we do, is we're helping each other and we're helping everyone. Mm-hmm. So, we want to try to help Katarina right now. Like, we know there's something nearby that we can try to do. And maybe after that, if you want to investigate the cold one more, that might be a good step to go back to the forest.
That's something I wanted to ask you, Aux. If we're going to investigate the cold ones, I need to talk to some of the Fae, because they're the ones who know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And if I go to the Feywilds, would you want to come with me?
Yes! Oh my goodness, yes! Do you guys
Obviously, we can't do that anytime soon, but when we get to that bridge, yes.
Would my magic work there?
believe your magic should work there. Deities, though, it's more so... They don't necessarily worship any deities. They themselves are their own... I guess they're not exactly a pantheon, but... You know, you have the Queen of the Fae, who she is... Her word is law. She's incredibly powerful, magically speaking. She's almost a deity in her own right. So it's... I don't know. They don't really think of it the same way as we do about gods and worship and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I was just curious because I don't know. I've never left this plane, so I don't know where my magic ends, if it does, or if Ainta's everywhere, and if I don't know.
I think the Feywilds is not a far off plane. It's still pretty close to the material plane. So it's not like we're going to the Abyss or any of the planes of chaos or anything like that.
Whoa, have you ever been
I think
to those?
we'll be fine. Oh, no. I've only ever been to... I've been to the Feywilds. Grew up there. The material plane for a few months now.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, and then wherever you go after you die.
Yeah, it's still fuzzy for me. Like, I know I was somewhere, but it's like when you wake up from a dream and you know you had a dream, but it's gone.
Well, I mean, it's been less than a day, so maybe something will come back as you think more about it, or dream even. Right?
Maybe.
That has just got to be incredible. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I spoke with some priests in temple a while ago, and they talked about like however kind of like you live your life is like where you go. So like if you did follow a deity and you like did good, then you'd be like with that deity, unless there was some crazy force factor that would change all that. But like typically, so that's where I'm pretty sure my friend Farius is with Ainta. So yeah. So if I died, it'd be kind of cool to maybe see him again. And I don't know if I'd want to come back. That's the hard thing. It's like, I get that. But right now it's like, no, we got a mission. Like, I know what we need to do, and we're going to complete it, and then after that, then we'll see.
Yeah. We'll get through this.
Yeah. Let's go find Elyswen and Katarina. See if there's anything else we need to do today, and then call it a day. Because it's been a day.
Yeah, I need some sleep. After that snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe ask Elyswen to give Avise with you or something if you go on little quests so that Avise can come back, report if there's a body missing or something, so we know where you are. No, Jordan's like, no.
I think I'm good for now. I'm gonna try and explore the city a bit more tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah.
Sweet. You go back and knock on everyone's door. One last group meeting before we go to bed.
Yep, come in.
Oh, Ramio.
Yep.
He's just like right behind you.
I like to imagine there's like Sorcerer Jake in like the robe and everything, and then there's like big buff Jake in the armor.
I really just need to get like 2 hats.
Yeah.
Like one's a big pointy wizard's hat.
And like a helmet.
The other is a helmet.
Yeah. There you go.
Right. Sleeping arrangements tonight. Janus, where do you want to stay?
That's a good question. I should probably get a room.
Do you want to stay with someone? Because you could always double with Ramio in like a 2-bedroom, whatever, 2-bunk room or whatever, so you're not alone. I just don't know. I worried about you just a little, just because it's been like less than 24 hours.
She's right. Why don't you bunk with me? You're still getting me back used to the land of the living. Good night on ya. Okay, yeah, that works for me.
Cool.
Keep you safe from snakes.
Gosh. It's true though. Janus's weakness. Snakes. Why did it have to be
Janus' weakness
snakes?
is physical encounters.
That's true.
Janus's weakness, physical trauma. Getting
Melee
hit with
combat.
Yeah. Right up close. Alright. Tomorrow we will plan an idea of where we want to go, what we want to do. Sound good?
We've got the couple of days before Janus's appointment at the temple.
Yep.
Well,
We can do some scouting if we'd like to.
Yeah, we can also.
Also, we have that plan for tomorrow.
Yes. And
I know-
Ramio, if you'd like to come along.
Actually, I know, I've been to this city before a few times. I know there's a number of taverns and stuff. Keep an ear to the ground for rumors, see what other adventures I've been up to. You know, get word on the rest of Zavaria, see what's up.
And well, if
If you
did
do
some
find a
bounty
wanted
hunting.
poster, let me know.
You did some bounty hunting, right?
Bounty hunting for about 2 years now.
So you might know where someone could find bounties.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I can do that.
You want company
was
for
my.
Like, do you want us to go with you for that? Or is that something you'd rather?
Are you looking for bounties on us?
Yes, very much so.
Got it.
Might be best if I do that on my own. Oh wait, you guys got magic. You can look like not you, right?
Exactly.
Alright, yeah, then we should be fine.
Well, we'll need to make you look like not you as well.
Because there could be one on you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got the armor. They don't know what my face is.
They were at the gala.
You didn't have your helmet on at the gala.
Ah, shit.
You took all your armor off.
I don't have to take off my helmet in front of other people, though.
Fair.
With yourself. Aux.
Mm.
If you were going to say something.
Hmm.
Can I have a word?
Sure, sis.
Yeah, that's still weird.
Yeah, it's something.
Never gonna be that weird.
I would just like to point out how cool it is that we have matching rings from Shield
yeah.
forever ago, and it's
Yeah.
like we are freaking sisters.
It couldn't have been like. It couldn't have worked out more perfectly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I felt like it was pretty great.
It was great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Well, and there was like all the stuff we did without even knowing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, when this finally happens, it's gonna be like looking back and it's like we were sisters the whole time and we didn't even know it.
It's so good. Yeah, Elyswen, what's up?
Can't make that stuff up.
I'm gonna get some sleep.
Alright, good night, Katarina.
Hopefully you heal
Hopefully.
well.
Yeah.
Briefly. This doesn't have to be long, but how are you feeling with? I know there's been a lot going on the last few days, especially between us.
Mm-hmm. Regarding our mother
Well,
or everything?
just in general. I know you mentioned that you had questions that you'd like answers to.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the questions that I have are a lot of what and why she does things, I think, is what it is. Because now it's like I'm seeing a totally new side of her. that's from your side of your life that I never knew. So now it's kind of like a question of like, well, why didn't I know? Why didn't you know? Why does she does the things that she does? I really should have tried to figure out her motives with a sense motive to see if she was actually trying to help us. Because I imagine, like, for you especially, right? Like, if you're in Illyria, as an elf, I mean, things are kind of tense. Doggo!
Oh, Pickles
Aww!
is after you.
He
Oh.
wants
It's past her bedtime, and she wants to go to bed.
Oh.
Look at those eyes!
Yes, I.
Oh, Pickles.
Oh, hi.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, Elyswen, there's a cute dog outside the window.
Don't worry about it. Oh no.
Hi.
Jake's being grappled by a
First
dog.
dog.
It's a CR2.
Pickles would be a CR2.
Yeah.
Special attack licked to death.
Mhm.
Totally. Yeah, so Elyswen, I mean, I overall I'm doing pretty good. I have faith that she's going to answer these questions when she does, and I'm sure that they'll make sense. And if they aren't what I'm expecting, it's okay. Like, you know, things happen to everybody, good and bad, and it's kind of like what we decide to do with those things that determine who we are. So I will try to look for the positive. And I mean, we became closer, even though we didn't know that we were family, you know,
It's true.
through all of this. So, you know, there's good things ahead. As far as Psellus goes, though, kind of want to just march right back into Armnaris and just stop him, you know, from doing any more harm. But I don't know if going and trying to stop him publicly, because it would turn into a public thing, would be the smart decision, because we could just end up in jail before we do anything, or we could do something and then end up in jail anyway.
I have a feeling that us attacking him would maybe play right into his hands, and I'm not convinced that we could actually defeat him.
Yeah, we just need to figure out, like, how to, like, play by his rules, but then use things to an advantage. It sounds like he wants to be fought, so it's just a matter of letting him get a big ego and then fall for the temptation of fighting, right? So he wants to fight us, so it's like, well, we'll just stay together until you're all ready to fight us, and then we'll fight you all together, and yeah.
I'm afraid that whatever we do, he has a plan for, but I do think that maybe convincing him that his ego is right could be advantageous, at least for the short term, most likely for the long term as well.
Yeah, because if we're all together like we were last time we were in that house in the manor, we were able to help each other out. Like, Katarina was able to get us really out of there, you know? And so, you know, who knows if we were by ourselves, if any of us would have gotten out, even if it was just her by herself, you know, who knows what would have happened. So if we're all together, it'll be okay. So maybe we should be more careful.
I think for the meantime, that would be a good idea.
And, like, not separating, even during the day and stuff, like, at least not for too long. Yeah, we should do stuff.
Or
Yeah, no, we
if we
should.
could,
Yeah.
I say no single adventures, maybe,
Yeah.
unless it's absolutely necessary.
I think so. That would be good. Yeah, because that's not gonna. He is so powerful. I did an aura check on him. I've never seen. I mean, I haven't seen a lot, but I've never known someone that like more than us, even. You know, like so dangerous.
That doesn't bode well.
Yeah, no. So it's just being careful, right? Just not letting our ego become our weakness is what we need to do. Is need to be smarter than him.
And I know personally that I have a tendency to take risks that I don't need to. I guess that's sometimes something to share. But yeah, it's time for bed. But if you think of any questions, you can ask them. And I'll look into finding ways that we can maybe guard ourselves a little better.
I just have one question, I guess. What would you have gained by marrying this guy? Why would Eliz want you to go through with it?
Personally, I don't think I stood to gain much. I mean, what I was set to, or the course my life was taking was one that involved mostly sitting behind a desk, and writing all day. For marriage,
Writing what?
Most likely legal documents, perhaps calculating, those sorts of things. As far as marriage, I think what she hoped to gain was most likely political advantage.
Was the other family higher than your family? Or equal, I guess? Or...
I wouldn't say higher. My father-in-law-to-be and our mother were colleagues, so they were of rank with each other. But they worked in different areas, so it was most likely an opportunity to...
What was his last name?
Greven.
Hold on, how do you spell that?
Revan.
Can you type that? Sorry, it's hard to hear.
Yes, I can indeed. I think that's right. Maybe I shouldn't get cocky. Okay, that's it. Okay, cool.
Is he like a lord? Greven.
Yes.
Greven.
Well,
Lordling.
Lordling.
Yes.
Lordlet. That's the one. That's so great. All right.
a little lord.
I was just wondering. I mean, that makes sense, right? She's an ambassador, so it would make sense that she would probably want to make decisions based on what she does with her family name, good reputation. So that makes sense, at least in my mind. You know, whether or not it was right to force you to do that or not, or if, you know, you just, I don't, you know, that's, who knows what's going on in her head, but.
I mean, it's not an uncommon custom.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah.
That doesn't make it any less barbaric.
Well, it's
Late.
It's late. We should go to bed.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
I have to go to sleep.
And I think we should all go to bed.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's a good time for that.
Yep.
We can leave off here and pick up on the morning of the 30th,
Mm-hmm.
next week.
Yep.
Welcome back, Janus.
Yep. And already almost died again.
I
Yeah,
know.
we need a leash.
I was like,
So the next-
Much like a snake, I'll scare him off.
Just
The
start making
next-
snake noises.
The next encounter would have been an army ant swarm or an ankylosaurus.
What does that do?
Oh,
Man,
Doesn't
those
sound
are,
like a low CR.
no,
think it's
those
like a
are
9.
You don't mess with those. Fuck.
That one's a 6.
Those are
Ankylosaurus is a 6.
Yeah, I would have
I
run.
don't know that I would have set that against you because I kind of have those as in a different part of the world. But the army ant swarm would have been a CR5.
Eesh.
I would have run for those too.
Really? That's a
Yeah.
tough swarm. Jeez.
I mean, armor class 20, 49 hit points, immune to weapon damage.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
swarm traits.
Yeah.